the players want to go out on a high. He wants to go out on a high, and this is the culmination of a magnificent season, a really strange season in the EIHL, if you will, as the Blaze are led out by Brian Stuart. But a strange season, and we showed you that trophy cabinet. 4 trophies awarded, 4 different winners. Can the Blaze be the 5th winner? We will know shortly. If they are to make that little bit of history, it will be Brian Stuart, who has, you know, a lot of people said on social media, not to touch on it too much, but a lot of people say, no, they're riding the goalie. If your best player is your goalie, then so be it. Matthew Waugh is the best player on the Steelers, and they've relied on him time and time again for big goals. If your best player is a goalie, then you rely on him time and time again for big saves, and that's just hockey, isn't it?
Well, if you have one of the top goalies in the league, or the top goalie in the league, you might as well play a very defensive game, rely on him to make you the big saves, and then catch the other team out going the other way. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's part of you know, your tactics. And I don't see why Coventry would want to play any different. I mean, they're not gifted with loads of offense. They have enough. I mean, we saw that yesterday. But so if you don't have 3 lines that can go out and score on a regular basis, you might as well play a more defensive game and wait for your chances.
There are the Steelers. Mark Thomas, his testimonial year. So many storylines. Matthew Waugh back for another 2 seasons. Josh Eunice.
He looks pumped, doesn't he? He looks ready. He really does look ready.
He was trying to win that stare down. He did. He will lead the Steelers onto the ice. He was saluting the crowd. He is a man on a mission. He has been magnificent. When Frank Doyle went down, it looked like it could be trouble for the Steelers. Eunice has come in and done top job.
When you lose a goaltender of the quality of Frank Doyle, I mean, we talked about it a lot last year. Frank Doyle backstopped the Sheffield Steelers a lot towards, certainly in that second half of last season. Started off this year incredibly well, but picked up that season-ending injury. And a lot of people thought in Sheffield, you know, what's going to happen here? G's going to have to bring in a replacement goaltender, and you know, at that time of year, you're going to pick up a goaltender of the quality of Frank Doyle. Well, this guy Josh Eunice has come in and done exceptionally well. 5 shutouts so far this season, and a save percentage of .920, which is excellent. It's right up there with Brian Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, both of these goalies are quality goalies, and you know, their teams are in the finals because of them. You can't win, you can't get to a final unless your goalie plays well, unless he's one of the top goalies in the league. It just shows you how important the position of goaltending is in ice hockey. And you look at anywhere in the world, any championship that's won, it's won with a top goalie. And we're going to see these 2 guys perform, I think, at the top level here today.
The pre-game festivities winding down.
Keel Tanaka back in the lineup as well today.
Well, Schindell's out hurt. Tanaka was a last-minute scratch for Tendler. Worked out pretty well. He was the man of the match, Tendler.
And there we see Murph Lee Young being brought forward. The linesman that we've already talked about, Todd Kelman, out on the ice. That's a nice touch. Some ironic cheers there from the Belfast Giants fans. A few boos towards Todd Kelman, but great for Lee Young. That's a really nice gesture by the Elite League.
Magnificent stuff. He's a really, really nice guy. As I said, he was warming up earlier, and I went and said a few words to him. He's a magnificent guy. He'll be a huge loss, a classy move from the Elite League. They're a classy move that no doubt will be appreciated by Lee Young and his family. A framed jersey. We will pause for the anthem. God save our gracious Queen, long live our noble Queen. God save our Queen. Stand her victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save. The niceties are over. It's down to business at the see. Aaron, Neil, Russell, Paul, 80, Steelers, Blaze, Grand Final. The Elite Ice Hockey League season coming to a conclusion that, if you are Chuck Weber, couldn't have gone any better over the last 2 weekends of playoff hockey. And for Jared Adams behind the Steelers bench, it was last year where he won his first trophy for the Steelers, and since then it's gone from strength to strength for Jared Adams. 2 top coaches, 2 top teams. Buckle up, folks. A cauldron at the NIC, and it is time to declare the playoff champion for 2015. And you know exactly how this feels, being behind that bench. What's going through the mind of Jared Adams right now?
Well, he's probably thinking a little bit about his matchups, who he wants to play against too. And, you know, you're trying not to overthink things. I think that's a big key for a coach. You don't want to give the guys too much to think about. So, I mean, he's been, you know, he's done the job many times. So he's just, you know, it's always about being well organized and knowing what your game plan is.
And Chuck Weber, you've called him a winner. You like the way he conducts himself. What's he thinking?
A total leader. I mean, we talked a lot yesterday about the Coventry Blaze and the way in which they're set up. They're not stacked with a lot of offensive threats. Obviously, Chuck Weber's brought back into the lineup Jeremy Tendler, somebody who has, over the years with the Hull Stingrays, been a massive potent threat offensively. But you know, they're a team that like to break up the play. They like a lot of whistles in the game, and whereas the Sheffield Steelers like a lot more fluency to the game, a lot less whistles. So I think Coventry Blaze tactics will be just to try and disrupt the play a good bit.
Well, you got the 2 top lines starting off here, so it should be an exciting start to the game.
Mike Hicks, the referee, ready to get us going. Let's get her done. Underway in the grand final. And the Steelers, of course, in their orange. Forney straight away trying to connect with Waugh as the Blaze don their blue jerseys. Waugh knocked down. Has a little word with Tom Darnell there. Nothing doing. Here's Tendler. Tendler dumps it in. Eunice will get his first touch, and just hold on as Steve Gerritsen, who was a playoff-winning captain for the Steelers last season, now wearing blue. A
great pickup in the offseason by the former Blaze coach Mark Lefebvre, and it came as a big surprise to a lot of people. Steve Gerritsen, the Steelers captain, making that move to the Skydome Arena. He's a real leader. I thought he was exceptional last year in orange for the Sheffield Steelers, and you know, brings a lot of leadership qualities to any team that he plays on. That's what he's done this year for Coventry as well.
And he's one of the fastest skaters in the league. He's a big threat with his speed.
O'Mara down low for Tate. Tate throws it out front. Oh, troubling moment there as Cowley had broken free from Sarich. Here's Tate, a wily veteran. Goes up the half wall, end around play. Lee tries to push it ahead for Cowley. Sarich does a pretty good job against him, but Tate comes in to help out. Tate having a good shift out front to Cowley. He couldn't quite get it to settle down, but will get another opportunity. Good chance there for Cowley. Dowd gets it out for the Steelers as Chuck Weber's side try and strike first. Dumped in, and Eggener will put it in. I spoke with Mike Eggener before the warm-up. Mike Eggener told me this will be his last game as a professional ice hockey player. And Mike Eggener, former 34th overall pick by the Tampa Bay Lightning. He's been a magnificent servant to the Blaze organization over a few years. He's had injuries and illness he's battled through. He's a tough hombre, but this will be his last game. And Stuart with a big stop there on Legui. I know the Eggeners, his family, are watching back home on Premier Players, so hello to the Eggeners. And if Mike Eggener is hanging them up, as he alluded to, and players sometimes change their mind, what a better way to go out than a champion.
Yeah, a really good defenseman, very, very good defensively, and he has that offensive side to his game also. Physical player, tough player, a quality, from what I hear, a quality individual, you know, for his team.
Great guy, has a young family. Probably thinking of them, but he will be missed in Coventry if this is the swan song. Here's Tanaka. Bumped by Thomas. Venus out front. And Arndt, who was the hero in the shootout, they put the Blaze, well, Stewart was probably the hero in the shootout, but the lone goal scorer in the shootout, Arndt, goes to the front of the net. Here's Venus pirouettes. Venus out front. Arndt got a piece of that, but it's Ben O'Connor who was named the top British player in the Elite Ice Hockey League, deservedly so.
Yeah, very much so. An absolutely top-class defensive player for the Sheffield Steelers, and what an acquisition he has been for Jared Adams this season. Picked up, he's playing the last couple of seasons over in Kazakhstan, and a quality hockey player.
And Mike Forney, with that big shot, just steps over the line offside.
Well, if you look at Coventry against the breakout there, they didn't just back up and play a 1-4. They played more of a 1-2-2, trapping the middle there. So they're going to play fairly aggressive against the Steelers here early on.
O'Mara was impressive yesterday too, and we've talked a lot about Stuart, but I think if O'Mara has a big game, every reason that they can win this grand final championship. Here's DaCosta, former Fife captain, enjoying his time at the Sky Dome under Chuck Weber. DaCosta waits for a good look on the breakout. Has O'Mara. That just got past O'Mara, but he follows the play. O'Mara dumps it in for Tendler. Tendler out front. Gertson. It was a bouncing puck. He didn't quite get good wood on it, but there it is! 1-0! Blaze strike first!
What a goal for the Coventry Blaze, and that is going to give them a lot of momentum leading into this game. The go-ahead goal for them, and just under 4 minutes going in this game.
Well, let's have a look back. It was a magnificent tip in front. There's Gertson, there's Tendler. And does Gertson get the last touch? And Tendler reacts like it's his goal. Let's have another look.
You just see crashing in that. Paul talked about it earlier on. I think that's a Steve Gertson goal, and that would be his 16th goal of this season for the Coventry Blaze. And look at Chuck Weber over there, delighted and speaking to his players, but the referees are maybe looking at something here, but the goal has been given, Murph, and Chuck Weber's now a lot happier, man. Constantly speaking.
Have another look. It looks like it hits the body of Gertson.
It looks like it hits his leg. There's no kicking motion there. It just goes in off him, and that's his reward for going hard to the net. And that is the line for Coventry that were so good yesterday, and they started this game the same way.
So Gertson, the opening salvo. Smith to Lee. And Lee. Chance. Stewart.
Well, you see Eddie jumping up into the play again. I mean, he's very active as a defenseman. He moves up into the play every chance he gets.
Let's have another look at that goal, because Gertson looks like he gets a piece of it in front, but it was O'Mara. The timekeepers have informed us it is O'Mara. Let's have a look. This is a closer look, a better look. Here's Egner. I don't know how that's O'Mara's goal. That's what the official scorer said. It's certainly not O'Mara's goal. O'Mara gives it off to Egner.
It's possible it went off the Sheffield defenseman, but it seemed to go off.
It was Egner's shot, though.
Yeah.
Venus chases. Here's Venus. Ross Venus. A good play by O'Connor. The official scorer has announced in-house that it's O'Mara. I can assure you it's not Ryan O'Mara's goal. O'Mara passed it to Egner. Egner shot it. It looks like it hits Gertson in front. But the Blaze won't care. The only thing that matters is that's the opening goal they wanted.
Yeah, very much so. And best foot forward there from the Coventry Blaze. They've come out and had a bit of a different game. You see the puck coming back here to Mike Egner. Just lets it go straight away. And we talked extensively yesterday about crashing the net and taking the eyes away from Josh Eunice. And that's what Jeremy Tendler and Stephen Gertson did there for the Coventry Blaze. And put Josh Eunice under pressure. And the go-ahead goal for the Coventry Blaze.
Well, and as you so rightly said, Paul, that's his reward for going to the net. But I want to point out that the Gremlins continue here at the National Ice Center, as the official announcement was Ryan O'Mara's goal, and he might get a secondary assist on that, but it was Egner's shot from the point. And there's Jared Adams.
No, he certainly didn't score that goal. I mean, like you said, it's either Egner or Gertson that went off him, but it's a tough one. Let's see, maybe this is super slow motion here now. Maybe we can get a better...
Definitely hits Gertson.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it hits him more up in the hip area.
It should be 18's goal. Geertsen. Smith. Stretch pass. He was trying to find Jurgensen. Here's O'Mara. Battling there with Freder, who was magnificent in semi-final one yesterday. Here is Tendler. Back into the lineup, making the most of his opportunity, going to the net hard on that first goal as well. And it makes you wonder how he was out of favor for long stretches of play, but the motivation back this weekend for Tendler.
We've talked a lot about it. I mean, he had some fantastic seasons with the Hull Stingrays. Stuck up some scary points over the years. Made the move to the Skydome this year, and for whatever reason, it just hasn't worked out for him. And but yet brought back in for this big weekend. He's found himself a healthy scratch over the last month or so by Chuck Weber. Brought back in for this playoff weekend, and he came up trumps yesterday for the Blaze, and a key player in this game.
Dowd down the right wing. Dowd looking for some daylight, working hard with Mosienko. Here's Dowd with a second opportunity. Cowley couldn't get the puck out. That was a screamer by Dowd, but it was about 3 feet wide. Here's Sarich to Phillips, the captain. Phillips did a lot of little things right yesterday. Doesn't always show up on the score sheet, but he is a true captain in this league.
Oh, very much so. Jonathan Phillips gets all the accolades, and he's quite rightly so. I mean, he's one of the top-end British players, and works incredibly hard for his team, and absolutely adored in Sheffield.
Arndt to Venus. Nice little pass for Tanaka. Tries to sift it past Sarich. Nothing doing, but Arndt comes in help there. And I thought Sarich as well was very good yesterday. Did a lot of the little things along the boards, won a lot of battles.
Well, a smart veteran player, does the simple plays, takes the body, good positional player, and he's one of these players can play forward also if you need it, and a quality player.
We did a game at the Skydome this year, Paul, where he actually played forward in that game in a win over the Blaze. So they've got some versatility there with big number 19.
Yeah, I mean, it's always important to have one guy in your lineup that can do both jobs in case you have a lot of injuries. And Sarich this season for the Steelers obviously filled that role quite well.
14:21 to go. Coventry Blaze 1, Sheffield Steelers no score. Some good pressure on both sides of the puck. They face off fairly even, but so important to start in the offensive zone, of course, with that puck. And the Blaze were good at that yesterday. And the net comes off.
Just looking at the matchup there, I saw that Jared Adams immediately, when he saw that Gortson's line was on the ice, the O'Mara line was on the ice, he immediately put Forney's line on the ice. So I think Jared Adams would like to match his top line up against Coventry's top line, because the shift before he didn't have his top line out there against O'Mara's line, and they got scored against. So now I think he's going to try this matchup to see if it's better.
Forney with a nice job on the set piece. A good face-off win indeed to Cone. Forney ticked back, and here is Tendler. Heavy wrist shot picked up by Cone. Here's O'Mara to Geertsen. This line has been dynamite at the playoff final weekend. Kept in by Smith. Great defensive defenseman. He was immense in the win yesterday. Here's Waugh looking for Forney. Forney outside, Jurgensen. Quick shot. Stewart's just going to hold on to that as he heard the footsteps of Matthew Waugh.
Well, not really many chances for the Steelers so far. We've already played, getting close to 7 minutes, and I don't believe we've seen a real good scoring opportunity from the Steelers. So credit to the Blaze, who are playing solidly in the neutral zone, slowing things up. Their defensemen are playing high in the blue line. They're not backing in on their goal. They're making it tough for the Steelers at the moment.
Yeah, if you're Chuck Weber, you're going to be happy with this sort of shot. Let him shoot from the outside all day long. 6'5", Stewart's going to have no problem with that.
None whatsoever. And I think Paul's 100% right. I think the Coventry Blaze have definitely started this game off a lot better than the Sheffield Steelers, who have struggled to gain a bit of a zonal pressure here and a bit of fluidity into their game. But that's credit to the Coventry Blaze as well.
Sarich took an absolute wallop from Egner. And Sarich momentarily, or a few moments ago, took a big shot. Cowley blocked it down, and that's early sacrificing the body from the Blaze. They're all going to do the little things. That's Chuck Weber hockey. Tate, stretch pass. Cowley in all alone. Russ Cowley with a chance. What a save by Eunice.
That's a fantastic save, especially being down 1-0 early. Cowley finds a way behind Sarich there. Sarich was playing up the ice, and he just couldn't get back in time. And that was a great passing play by the three Coventry forwards there to free Cowley. And he just couldn't find a way to get it past. I think he tried to go between his legs, but Eunice kept that shot. I think he got it with his stick.
And Ashley Tate was coming in, so good presence there by Eunice to just pounce quickly too. Look at Tate springing his step, trying to get to that loose puck. 13:08 to go. There's Chuck Weber communicating, quite animated on the bench.
Talk about it a lot, don't they? About what we see with Chuck Weber. He's constantly communicating to his players, never shuts up the whole time.
Face off just outside the Steelers zone. Legui and Arndt. Legui can't get that. Arndt wins it clean, and they dump it in. Tanaka. His brother Corey had a good game for Hull yesterday. A tying goal. Here's Arndt. Kale Tanaka, watched by Legui. Tanaka. Handy on his feet. Knocked down, gets right back up. He and Legui having a good battle. There's young Griffin. Griffin to Tanaka, turns. Couldn't get that puck to sit, but excellent pressure from the Blaze early in this grand final. Stewart comes out to play that, couldn't get to it. Phil Hill. Hill takes a bump from Chalmers. Good hit by Chalmers. Hill keeps on going. Here's O'Mara. O'Mara to Griffin. Griffin gains the line, dumps it ahead for O'Mara. He gets there ahead of Hay. Good hands by O'Mara, but now he's got two Steelers to contend with as Phil Hill comes in to help Hay. Smith pinches in. The Steelers will get it up and down, and the Steelers' heavy legs, they make a change. O'Mara to Smith. Quick pass. Tendler just gets a piece of that. And there's certainly some momentum and some offensive flair early from the Blaze.
Yeah, very much so, and that's not something that we've become accustomed to with this Coventry Blaze team so far, but they've come out of the traps absolutely flying, and I think it's even surprised the Sheffield Steelers in some way.
Well, I think, we were talking about Tendler a bit earlier, and when you put a guy on the right line with the right guys, things happen, and I think Tendler playing with O'Mara and Gordson is perfect for him. I mean, he doesn't have to do so much of the work, and he gets himself in good positions for the opportunities. And I think this line right now is dominating the game.
Freder ahead to Waugh. Waugh couldn't get it out. Good containment there by the Blaze, and you're absolutely right. Tendler is loving life on that line the last 24 hours or so. Blaze back in on the attack. Jurgensen in off the blue line. Jurgensen was a good pickup midway through the season as well for the Blaze. Wow. Heavy shot. Wide of Stewart's crease. Here's DaCosta. DaCosta ahead for Lee. And Sarich once again will retreat as the Blaze Blue Army to our right are absolutely thrilled with this start. 10:50 to go, first period. Blaze 1, Steelers no score. It was a goal that was credited in-house by the official scorekeeper to Ryan O'Mara. I can tell you they've told us they'll look at that and change it. It's either going to be Geertsen or Tendler in front. Surely it was Eggener's shot. If anything, O'Mara will get a secondary assist, but Chuck Weber won't care. It's 1-0 and the first goal they so dearly craved. Seskin puts it back in. Sarich will give chase as Eunice will hold it up there. Sarich. Masienko. Couldn't contain. Here's Tanaka. Tanaka tries to go outside Ben O'Connor, and Ben O'Connor, one of the best skaters in the league, wasn't having anything to do with that. 10 minutes to go, opening stanza. Tanaka takes a bump. Tanaka sticks with it. Eddie mesmerized by the speed of Tanaka, but now Eddie, a big hit along the wall as the physical tempo picks up, as both teams are well and truly into this game.
Yeah, I mean, what I've really impressed me so far is the Coventry Blaze defense. I mean, they're really staying up on their blue line. They're making it really tough on Sheffield to get in the zone.
Venus, magnificent effort. Ripped it wide of Eunice's crease. that would have put the Blaze Blue Army through the roof.
It was a great opportunity there for the Coventry Blaze, and they, as Paul quite rightly says, are playing very, very well defensively, but moving forward, and we've already touched on it, offensively, they're creating a lot of turnovers in that zone.
Here's Jurgensen. Jurgensen, wrist shot, Tendler's right there. And after a big hit in the corner causing a turnover, the Blaze once again asserting themselves in the Steelers zone.
Yeah, creating a lot of turnovers in there and releasing the puck quickly. There's back to the Ross Venus effort, just wide of Josh Eunice's goal. The thing that I'm noticing a lot with the Coventry Blaze, they're getting the puck on their sticks and releasing the shot really quickly, and guys crashing that net, trying to take away the eyes of Josh Eunice.
And another thing they're doing really well is on their forecheck, they're finishing off their checks and putting the Sheffield defense under pressure, and they're coughing up the puck occasionally. And as you saw there, Coventry ended up getting a good scoring opportunity.
O'Mara and Forney. Forney can't get the draw. Jurgensen. Geertsen. O'Mara being watched by Forney. O'Mara comes out of the corner, trying to find a streaking Mark Smith. Geertsen retreats back into the neutral zone. Mark Smith knocked down by Forney. The Blaze bench wanted a penalty, none coming. Offside.
Yeah, it's been a really interesting opening 12 minutes here in this game, Murphy. I think we expected the Sheffield Steelers to be the team that really came out flying out of the traps and putting the Coventry Blaze under a lot of pressure defensively, but we've nearly seen a complete reverse of that, and it's been the Coventry Blaze that have come absolutely flying out and put the Sheffield Steelers goaltender Josh Eunice under a lot of pressure, and putting that the defensive core of the Sheffield Steelers under even more pressure.
Eddie to Sarich. Rod Sarich goes back in to Eddie. Stretch pass. Looking for Mosienko. Mosienko out with Phillips. Dowd. And Tate took that away from him. Tate battling with Jonathan Phillips. Phillips does a good job. Gets knocked down by Eggener. Eggener is an absolute beast on the wall. A big, big body. Dowd back to the point. Tipped in front. Mosienko. Somehow Stuart got a right pad on that. And again, Stuart, Mosienko, and Phillips in front trying to take away his eyes. And Sarich with a good job. DaCosta up the wall. Cowley to Tate. And Sarich staples Tate. Robert Dowd, who Todd Kelman spoke to us a little bit earlier, he said Dowd will be the big difference maker.
Well, he has come into a lot of form over the last month, maybe not had overall the season that he would have been expecting, judging by his very high standards over the years in this league, but still one of the top British players in the Elite League, and he's really come into a lot of form over the last few weeks, and that's ominous signs leading into this such a big game.
Hewitt took a run at Sescon. It was a good hit. And Hewitt will be physical all game long. Hewitt, high shot. It was a rolling puck. And Phil Hill was in front creating all sorts of havoc for Sescon. Here's Tanaka. Tanaka winds it up. Ahead for Arndt. Arndt stripped by O'Connor. O'Connor ahead for Legui. Legui, heavy shot, screams it. And Freder again goes to the front. And Smith and Freder have words as Stuart was unhappy with Freder's presence.
Yeah, Steelers just getting a wee bit more dominance here now, a bit more puck possession, starting to get those shots in on Brian Stewart, and as you said, likes of Jonathan Phillips are really crashing that, trying to take away his eyes.
Tendler, high shot, shouldered away by Eunice, and once again O'Mara seems to be able to find Tender on the fly.
Yeah, I mean, they're working really well together, this line, and but what impressed me was the shift before when Mosienko's line came in. I think they finally got a good shift in the Coventry zone and created some opportunities, some good movement, and this is what they need. They got to spend more time in Coventry zone because I don't believe they've had more than 5 shots on goal so far this period, so they know they're going to have to pick it up offensively.
A big heavy shot there from Jeff Legui, just wide of Brian Stewart's goal.
Here's O'Mara. 6:30 to go, opening 20. O'Mara blows a tire. Forney ahead to Freder. That's too far for him. Jurgensen to Tendler. And that's heads up into the Blaze bench. very impressive start from Chuck Weber's side.
Well, if you look at the Steelers fans, they're very quiet. They know that their team is not performing up to the level that they expected here in the first period. But I don't think Sheffield's been the greatest first period team this year. Most of their best periods have been played in the second and third period, and more so in the third period. They seem to be able to turn it on in the third period. So for Sheffield, maybe getting through the first period, only being a goal down, might be a good scoreline.
Lee can't get the draw. Sarich will start out. Sarich, a long bouncing shot. Eggener contains that after the save by Stewart. Here's the captain, Ashley Tate, to Lee. And Lee Young, who's being celebrated here today, nearly blew a tire, got knocked down. Sarich to Phillips. Phillips gets to the line, can't get it out. Tate throws it back in, but Phillips will get a second opportunity. Throws it down into the Blaze zone. And DaCosta being watched by Masienko, who never gives up on a 50-50 puck. Always keeps his feet moving. Cowley gets his pocket picked. And Cowley, who had a partial breakaway earlier, got absolutely robbed there. Tip in front. And again, Masienko going to the net, trying to generate some offense.
Well,
luckily for Stewart, it went wide.
Well, Masienko with his speed, I mean, he's got to use his speed. He's not the biggest guy, so he relies on his speed and his skill. He's a fantastic player to watch out there, really entertaining. I love the way he turns with the puck and skates with the puck. Probably, I think, the most entertaining player in the Elite League this year.
Well, he's only 5'8", but plays a lot bigger, and whenever he's on the ice, something good happens for the Steelers usually.
Yeah, very much so, and you know, 64 points from 62 games this season. Anytime you're shooting over a point a game, you've had a pretty good season. That's what Masienko's done this year, and starting to forge that really good partnership with Rob Dowd over the last month or so ago, as we've already talked about, and he's a quality player as Masienko.
Sarich up the wall, and Sarich has logged a lot of minutes in this opening 20. Here's Hill to Hewitt to O'Connor. O'Connor, quick wrist shot, tipped in front. Good job by Phil Hill using his 6'3" frame, but Stewart was equal to the task.
Well, let's not underestimate Hill and Hewitt and Legui. This is a good line. They work really hard. You know, they'll take the body, they'll go to the net, they make it tough on you. And when you have a guy like Legui, you know, centering your third line, that's a top player on a third line.
O'Connor, heavy shot, stopped by Stewart. Phil Hill once again using his size and strength in front. Tanaka, back the other way. Tanaka keeps that puck. He wants to prove to Weber he shouldn't have been left out of the lineup yesterday. Tanaka. Legui now. Legui loses that puck momentarily. Arndt gets knocked down. Legui. Inside out move. Griffin doesn't buy it. And we've got a player down behind as the anger and the compete level. We've got Legui in behind here as well with Seskin.
That's been going on for the last minute or so between Legui and Seskin. They've been hacking and whacking at each other off the puck.
Well, Hicks certainly has called a penalty behind the play on Arndt. I mean, I don't know if he's calling both of them, but for sure he's giving Arndt, I don't know if it was a retaliation penalty on one of the Sheffield players, but it looks like Arndt is going off at the moment.
Well, Arndt gets hit, so it's going to be a retaliation here.
Yeah, for sure. Hewitt could have got a penalty there. I think it's something that maybe happens here afterwards. There, a punch to the face, and Hewitt goes down, and that's the penalty. So really, I mean, the first incident was Hewitt hitting Arndt with maybe even a bit of a glove to the face, and Arndt retaliating. And in these games, you have to do your best not to retaliate. I know it's hard, but you know, a bad penalty, a bad retaliation, and it can cost your team a goal against.
Trailing by a goal, late stages, opening stanza. The Steelers will go to work on the power play.
Steelers at the end of the regular season are sitting 5th on the special team on the power play. They're just over 20%.
Well, they have so many offensive weapons, don't they? I mean, when you've got a guy like Matthew Watt, 99 points, who are saying, will he get his 100th point today? You'd probably bet that he would. And Forney, over 40 goals. Freder, it's an embarrassment of riches. O'Connor, back on the point. Freder. Eddie out there as well. That's your 5 on the power play. Wah. Gertson chasing that. Eddie will go back into his own zone. Freder now takes over. 4:15 to go, first period, 1:45 in this power play. Forney uses that left leg, drives the net, and Stuart knocked down hard. Smith wants to get at Forney, but Forney stuck the left leg out and just tries to go to the front of the net.
Yeah, brave move from Forney. At least, go to the net, make things happen. Obviously, he takes out the goalie. I don't think he's trying to hit him. He's just going to the net. But and they're not able to get the rebound. But just before that, the hit that Egner put on Freder. I mean, that was a big hit along the boards. Freder got up slowly. Freder's been hit hard this weekend. In the first game, he got hit quite often and hard, but he'll fight through everything. He's a real grindy kind of player.
Goes to those dangerous and greasy areas, and he takes a hit to make a play. And whenever you get hit by Mike Egner, you know it. Here's Freder. Waugh to O'Connor. They play catch. Back to Matthew Waugh. Ben O'Connor. Twice they play give and go. What a chance. Forney stopped point blank by Stewart. Here's Eddie. O'Connor. And the puck bounced through his skates. Waugh lets that go for Forney. Forney caved in by Egner. And Egner gets it to the point, but no further. O'Connor head up the whole way. Forney had the puck in his feet with an open net. What an opportunity there for Michael Forney. Eddie, a minute to go in the power play. It's a good-looking power play for the men in orange. Here's Forney off on that left flank out to the hash mark. Back to Cullen Eddie. Forney, slap pass. Good hands by Waugh to tip that, but it was up and over the net. O'Connor down low, trying to put it in front to Freder. Freder says he was slashed by Egner. And Egner's got a burr in his saddle in this game. O'Connor with a good hard wrist shot tipped aside. And Egner says it's tipped out, and surely it looks like Waugh with a stick there.
Well,
got a play.
A real good power play here from the Steelers. They went into a 1-3-1 formation there, and they were looking to get the guy on the opposite side of the net. That one time Forney didn't get the best shot away. Stewart came across and made a good, fantastic save. But here, yeah, it's in his skates. He just can't get his stick on the puck, and everybody collapses down quickly from the Blaze to help out. But here's he didn't see the puck, I think, till it hit his feet, and he's trying to get it out of his feet, but he just can't manage it.
What a pass by Ben O'Connor, though. Great seeing eye pass there through two sets of legs, and just unfortunate that it was on the back foot of Forney. Still plenty of time on this power play. 25 seconds. Masienko goes outside of DaCosta. Masienko back to the point. Cone to Hay. Cone, quick shot, wide of the mark. Legui. 7 seconds to go in the first power play of this final. Hay with a shot, deflected in front. DaCosta actually looked like he got in Stewart's way. But Arndt is back out 0 for 1 on the power play of the Steelers. They had some magnificent opportunities there. And with 2:20 to go, they have some momentum. Dowd keeps the puck on a string right there. Cone looking for Masienko in the slot. O'Connor jumps into the zone as quick as you like. A good battle with DaCosta. Lee has the puck under him. He's getting pitchforked there by Masienko. Masienko wants him to move the puck. He's absolutely ragdolling Lee. And Lee looks pretty shook up. Hicks and Darnell, it continues. But the Blaze bench absolutely incensed with Masienko after his ragdolling job on Lee.
Yeah, I think that'll serve, that last penalty kill will serve as a reminder to the Coventry players. Do not be giving the Sheffield Steelers too many opportunities on the power play. That was okay, they didn't execute on it, but they moved the puck around superbly well to the Sheffield Steelers, and a couple of big opportunities for Michael Forney at the back door. But yeah, you see a bit of a coming together here just behind Brian Stewart's goal, and a few hacks in the whack to try and release that puck, and yeah, bit of passion going on here in the playoff final. You expect nothing else.
Well, you got to like those one-on-one battles down low, fighting for the puck, taking the body, and just doing anything you can to get the puck to the net. And I mean, this is the example of the intensity that's involved in a final.
I think Lee was lucky to get away with all of his limbs and fingers and toes right there. It was an absolute battle with Masienko. Both teams are game. Here's Tate. Tate goes to the outside, throws it in front. Thomas knocks it aside. Hewitt in behind, end around for Mark Thomas. Thomas up the wall. Here's Hewitt. Hewitt, long time Steeler, very passionate member of this club, a physical member of this club. And Chalmers puts that ahead to Tate. Jumped in, heavy legs from that fivesome of the Blaze. They will make a change, as do the Steelers. Stretch pass. Forney for Waugh, gets a piece of it there, and somehow Stuart, he telegraphed that he knew that there was going to be that little bit of a deflection there, Neil.
Yeah, you can just see Matthew Waugh just driving into the net there, and a lovely passer from Forney. Waugh with the tip, and a good save there from Brian Stewart in the Coventry Blaze goal, but a lovely vision there and a good tip there. Got a good bit on that, did Matthew Waugh.
That's great goaltending, because he kind of looked like he knew there was going to be the slap pass and the weight by Forney. Matthew Waugh has got some hands to do that at speed and put it on target. Not easy. Here is Waugh. Waugh high and over Stewart's net. Jorgensen wins that 50-50 puck. Geertsen up the wall for Tendler, but it's Hay. He will retreat. He had a big goal yesterday, did Hay. Cone. Giveaway by Cone. Uncharacteristic by him. He's rock steady on that blue line. Dustin Cone, former NHLer. Up the wall for Forney. Forney, cute little pass back to himself, but Geertsen jumped all over that. Dump it back in now. Just 15 seconds to go. Opening stanza. Blaze 1, Steelers no score. One last chance. Here's Masienko. Pickpocketed by Tate. 5 seconds to go in the opening period on Super Sunday. Here's DaCosta. Time running down. DaCosta throws it in front for Tate. That would have been something else as time expires. Ashley Tate driving the net. What a pass by DaCosta.
Yeah, great pass in front. Tate just doesn't get his stick on it. A good job there from the Sheffield defense. Looks like Eddie just gets enough of them to disrupt the play and to keep it to a 1-goal scoreline. But I thought in the second half of the first period, I thought the Steelers came on and played a really good 10 minutes, whereas the Blaze were the strongest in the first 10. So it'll be interesting to see how we start off here in the second, but in general, quite an even period.
Cullen Eddy with a good job there to make sure Ashley Tate didn't make it 2-0 at the dying moment of this opening 20 minutes. Blaze 1, Steelers no score. The goal was originally credited to O'Mara. We will tidy that up when we come back after the break. They will not care who got it. They wanted that first goal. They wanted to give Stuart some goal support, and right now looking pretty good for the Coventry Blaze. We will be back with first intermission analysis on your home for hockey, Premier Sports Super Sunday. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short break. Welcome back to a sold-out National Ice Centre in Nottingham. Sheffield Steelers no score. The Coventry Blaze on a Steve Gertson goal lead after 20 minutes, 1-0. We had the mascot dance-off here, which is a key component to the playoff final weekend. You can use the hashtag POFW15. And Neil, you heard from plenty of viewers through that first 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll try and get through a few quickly here. Roxanne Reynolds and Janine, David and Lorraine watching in New York. Andy Welch. And the end of the first period in the EPL final, Peterborough 3, Manchester Phoenix 1.
Tony Hand playing his last competitive game. We'll try and keep you up to date on that. The second period is underway. Smith goes back, but that will come back on an icing. 12-5. The shots on goal after 20 minutes, and you heard Chuck Weber say to our very own Ed Tarleton he wants to take away that net front presence. They have to continue to block shots. He knows that the likes of Mosienko and Dowd are going to keep trying to cause problems for Stuart.
Yeah, and we've talked all season long about the offensive threat of this Sheffield Steelers team. You can't afford to give the quality of the players that the Sheffield Steelers and Jared Adams has at his disposal any space in front of goal, because they're absolutely lethal.
Tendler trying to sneak in behind Eunice there. It was a smart play by Jurgensen, just put it in off the dasher board. Gertson out there, O'Mara. Quick shot, Tendler going to the net! Tendler! Tendler! Tendler!
Jeremy Tendler with his 18th goal of this season for the Coventry Blaze. And with 29 seconds gone in this middle period, it is now the Sheffield Steelers 0, the Coventry Blaze 2.
Well, Tendler just going to the net. You know, you get the puck to the net, Tendler picks up the rebounds. He's got great hands there, and he just buries it. Again, you know, this line of O'Mara, Gertson, Tendler, they've really stepped it up since the midway mark of the game yesterday. They've been very, very good, and this is their second goal of the game already against, in that occasion, it was against the Steelers' top line.
We talked about this yesterday, about the rebound control from Josh Eunice. And we're just looking at him there, and he's shaking his head, and I think he's probably shaking his head about the rebound there that he offered up for Jeremy Tendler, coming right in on the path of that puck. Brian Stewart has normally got absolutely immense rebound control. Josh Eunice's rebound control is going to have to pick up leading into the final 40 minutes of this game.
Dowd trying to get a statement shift back here for the Steelers. But it is Cowley. Cowley to the outside of Eddie. Cowley waiting for reinforcements, puts it in on Eunice. Tate was there. And I think that is exactly the book right now. Get it in low right there. Try and get one of those rebounds.
Yeah, very much so. And Josh Eunice, we've talked about it a lot. He has been absolutely exceptional for this Sheffield Steelers team since Jared Adams brought him in after Frank Doyle went down. But yeah, just offered up that rebound to Jeremy Tendler in the right place at the right time. And 2-0 Blaze.
You never want to give up a goal in the first minute of a period either, do you, Paul?
No, and I mean, this is, you know, Coventry off to a good start again early in the second period, just like early in the first period. So they've got themselves off to a great start here in the second, but now they got a 2-0 lead. So this really puts the pressure on the Steelers.
Freder across the green looking for Waugh. Waugh gets there past Chalmers. Waugh back to the point. Matthew Waugh. This line's so good all season long. Can they get back into this one? Matthew Waugh. DaCosta goes down. Wow, nice little backhand pass along the wall for Forney. Back up the half wall, and it's Cone pitching in. Dustin Cone with a good job. Forney tries to go back to Cone. He'll hammer it in. Wow, will let it go smartly to Freder. Freder curls to Hay. Hay held up there by Lee. That was a smart play by Lee, and once again Lee trying to neutralize this top line of the Steelers. Lee with a third opportunity, and again, can't make much of it, but now it's DaCosta to settle it down for the Blaze. If you're just tuning in, Coventry 2, Sheffield no score. A Gertson goal in the first, a Tendler goal early in the second. Chance screamed high and wide as the Steelers try and claw one back.
What a great opportunity that was for the Sheffield Steelers to get on the scoreboard. And Jeff Legui left in a lot of space and just goes high on Brian Stewart.
Well, you said it earlier, Paul. When you have a guy of the quality of Legui as your third-line center, anything can happen right there. Legui nearly got one back. Here's Tanaka. Tanaka for Arndt. Arndt to Venus. Arndt took a big hit there to make a play. Up into the neutral zone, and Arndt is in a race with Hill. Seskin gets back first. 17:20 to go. Middle frame. Blaze off to a 2-0 start. Seskin to Venus. He couldn't contain that pass up the wing, but he blocks a shot from Thomas, and we'll get another chance. Venus for Tanaka. Tanaka watched by Hewitt. Tanaka curls out of the corner. A good leave there for Arndt. O'Connor goes down. Arndt and Venus battle with him. Good play by Ross Venus. He wants to go back to the point. He does. Tanaka. Tanaka got a stick up on Hewitt, and Tanaka is going to go for high sticking. He got a stick all wrapped around the head and neck of Hewitt, and Darnell makes the call.
His stick came up, but Hewitt made it look pretty good too there, I think. I mean, I'm not sure how much contact there actually was, but the thing is, you always have to be in control of your stick, and if you lose control of it, it allows the opposition to take advantage of that and make it look good and try to draw a power play, and this is what the Steelers need. They need a power play to try to get a goal and get back into this game.
We said that. They had a magnificent first power play. Let's have a look. There's the stick up and around the beard of Hewitt. Luckily, he has that beard. It probably gave him some protection. And it's the Steelers on their second power play. They're 0 for 1. It was a potent-looking power play, though, in that first period. Eddie tries to put it through to Blaze. O'Connor into the middle. Freder. Forney. Forney to O'Connor. O'Connor waits up, looking for a good look. No need to panic or rush this. Plenty of time with the 5-on-4. O'Connor back to Eddie. They play catch. O'Connor, quick shot. Waugh tips it in front, gets a rebound. He threw it back. Colin Eddie keeps it at the line. O'Connor, slap pass. Forney looking for Freder. And again, the movement is absolutely magical from the Steelers.
Yeah, that Forney, Waugh and Freder line, we've talked about it all season. Ben O'Connor, very good quarterback in this power play as well. Moving the puck really well.
Forney, so dangerous. O'Connor down low. Waugh, quick pass. Trying to get Forney backdoor. Right idea. The execution just a tad off. Here's O'Connor. He'll wait again for a good look. Forney. Freder. 50 seconds to go in the power play. Tanaka off for high sticking. Gerritsen to Egner. He didn't quite get all of that. The Steelers will hit reset and start again. Freder to Forney. Forney curls off the wall to O'Connor. O'Connor hammers that. No rebound. Good save by Stuart.
Yeah, good puck movement there from the Sheffield Steelers. We've talked already about how well their power play seems to be working this evening. It was a long shift for that Waugh, Forney and Freder line on that on the power play, but a good shot coming in there on Brian Stewart. But we've said it countless times, if he's got eyes on the puck, he's going to save it more times than not.
He's like an octopus. He just gets those big limbs around it and there's nothing doing.
No, he's going to be hard to score on here. He looks very sharp.
Legui back to Hay. 25 seconds to go in the power play. Legui is right alone there. Somehow Stewart gets down and takes away what looked like a sure goal from Legui.
Looks like a fantastic save from our vantage point there. You see Da Costa giving Brian Stewart a bit of a stick tap there as well to say top save. We'll just see it on the replay there here. And the puck coming in. Goes, Brian Stewart splits right out and gets a glove right down there on that, just as Jeff Legui was looking to jam that home. Tyler Mosienko looking for a loose puck there, but it's safely in Brian Stewart's glove.
Legui right on the doorstep there. Tanaka happy that stayed out. He's got 15 seconds until he can return. Mosienko down low to Dowd. Here's Hay. Hay back to Cone. Cone into double coverage. And again, a good block by Arndt. Tanaka back out. 3-on-2 developing. Here's Jorgensen. Jorgensen shoots. Good chance. And the puck stays out. That would have been a huge momentum swing. Tanaka back out. Penalty killed. Dowd tries to go high. That was off the outside of the net. Legui joins in. Cowley has some time and relieves the pressure for the Blaze. Hay takes his time.
That was a big save there from Josh Eunice. Good blocker save, and that could have been game, set and match, even though there's a long way to go in this game. If you go 3-0 down, you see the Coventry Blaze would set up the trap and make it life incredibly difficult for the Sheffield Steelers.
Yeah, give Josh Eunice huge credit there. They say sometimes it's not the big saves, it's the situational saves, not always the obvious save. That's a situational save. That'll be remembered surely if they can get back in this game.
Yeah, it's a big save, because when you're down 2-0, if you let that third one in, as Neil was saying, it's going to be tough to come back 3 goals. And Eunice, you know, he knows he's got to shut the door for his team. That's the only way for them to get back in this game, is for him to, I mean, that puck goes off the post. That's how close that one was. And Stuart has a bit of luck on that one. But the Steelers have come close a couple of times, but just haven't managed a goal. And here, if you see what happens, is Jorgensen jumps up into the play. They got 4 guys up the ice. It's a 4-on-2, and they create a good scoring chance by activating the D up into the ice.
Jorgensen, I think, has been magnificent. Didn't start the season off with the club. Came in here and has fit like a comfortable pair of slippers. He was incredible against the Giants yesterday. Nearly a big goal there. Geertsen. He opened the scoring, dumps it in. Eddie gets there first, but O'Mara stays doggedly on him. Geertsen puts a shoulder in. Tendler, he's got the second goal, his 18th of the season. He was the man of the match in semifinal number 2. A big goal yesterday as well for Tendler. Really coming back into favor. Eggener with a heavy shot, turned aside by Eunice. O'Mara grabs that 50-50 puck down low to Tendler. Tendler in front. O'Mara had an absolutely belting chance.
Superb work there from the Coventry Blaze. I looked over at Chuck Weber again. He was praising his team, literally clapping at McEgner for letting that shot in, that shot release, should I say, really early on Josh Eunice, and guys crashing the net for the Coventry Blaze. It's a very impressive Coventry Blaze setup here so far in this game.
O'Mara had a chance to go up 3-0, and that's the guy who you want to have the puck on the stick down low right there, just a fraction wide.
Well, a great pass from Tendler, though. Yeah. I mean, right on his stick. And then what O'Mara did is he tried to slide it back across. I think maybe if he just tried to put it between his legs, it might have went in. But, you know, easier said than done. But just a great offensive play from Coventry. Just didn't finish in the back of the net.
That's a couple of big opportunities for the Blaze in the last minute or so.
Lee to Cowley. Cowley to Geertsen. Geertsen. Important to note here, Forney had a chance to get the puck out and didn't, and now we've got an extra 20 seconds of zone time for the Blaze. And as this game goes on, you've played 2 games in 24 hours, 2 high-intensity games. You've got to get your first out, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you want to get that puck out of the zone as quickly as you can and not give the opposition that second opportunity. But overall, Coventry have done a good job in their end of the ice and getting pucks out. Their defensemen have played very well. And what's really impressed me about their defense is how well they've been able to stay up on their blue line and not give Sheffield all that space to attack their net.
Freder weaves out, throws it through the crease. Matthew Waugh in front. Here's Forney. Forney leaves it. O'Connor tries to get around O'Mara. Puts a shoulder in on O'Mara. Good play by O'Connor, but he was up against 2 blue jerseys. Here's Seskin. Seskin smartly gains the red line. He knows his teammates need a change. They will get it. O'Connor up to Hewitt. Hewitt goes across the grain. Chalmers gets there ahead of Legui. But Phil Hill does a good job. Phil Hill pounces on that as quick as a cat. Here's Legui. Legui back to the point. Thomas got all turned around, and here comes Ross Venus. Venus with a chance! Ross Venus! 3-0 Blaze! Venus, you beauty!
Ross Venus with his 6th goal of the season for the Coventry Blaze. Puck turned over, and a superb play by the Coventry Blaze. 10:43 to go, middle period. Sheffield Steelers 0, Coventry Blaze 3.
Well, what a great move from Venus. Just fakes the shot, a little bit of a jolt of the shoulder, then goes to his forehand, and Eunice gets fooled a little bit. He goes for the first move from Venus, and a great finish from Venus. He looks like a 10-year veteran there finishing that off, and that is a big goal for the Blaze because it puts them up 3-0. I think Jared Adams is probably calling a timeout here to try to regroup his team, because he knows going down 3-0, if they take another one, it'll be ball game over. And there's still lots of time left in this game, but in this period, Coventry have certainly been the better team.
Important to note, Mark Thomas got all tangled up on the blue line there, and it was a really, really smart hockey play by a young British player. Venus jumped all over Thomas and was away to the race and showed incredible foot speed and incredible confidence on that move.
Very, very confident play from the young British forward, and pickpocketed Mark Thomas right there on centre ice and skated in, as you say, with a lot of speed, but very cool, calm, collected. One right in front of Josh Eunice there, and backhand forehand, and just filled him and put the puck in behind Josh Eunice. And there's a man there who's going to be under a lot of pressure here now. His team 3-0 down. This isn't the scoreline that we were predicting, that is for sure, at this stage of the game.
Well, and you've got to figure the way Stuart has played this season, he's not the type of goalie to give up 4 goals in a period and a half. So this is a task that gets even harder with that scoreline as the clock runs down against the top goalie in the Elite League. Griffin floats that in on Eunice. Tanaka, watched by Eddie. Tanaka gets stapled by Saric, but Griffin absolutely runs through Eddie. Phillips away. Masienko takes his time. He's got Dowd in the crease, out front to Dowd, just behind him, but Saric does a good job to keep that in, and he had the puck bounce on him. Here's Phillips. Phillips to Saric. Saric back in. Masienko. Looked like he faked himself out there, but a good job to keep control. Here's Dowd. Dowd curls out, throws it through the crease. Tanaka's at the end of a long shift. He's taken a few big hits. This Blaze line needs a change. Up and out. And it's impressive stuff from Chuck Weber's side. A scoreline of 3-0 over the Monteith Bowl winners, the Elite League champions. And I don't think many people would have predicted that scoreline at this point of the game.
No, absolutely not. You would have thought maybe the Steelers would have been up 1 or 2 goals, but it's playoff hockey, and in a one-off game, anybody can win. And for me, Coventry just looked the fresher of the two teams. They just look a bit sharper, a bit quicker. And when you fight for a league championship all the way to the end of the season like that, it can take your legs from you a little bit. And maybe, the Steelers are feeling that right now.
217s having a bit of trash talk there. Hewitt and Cowley were really giving each other the gears. Here's Cowley. The intensity picking up. Cowley, a gentleman of a player. Giving it to Hewitt right there. Goodness gracious, it's 4-0. Ashley Tate.
Captain Marvel Ashley Tate for the Coventry Blaze. And that's his 8th goal of the season. 9:16 to go, middle period. Sheffield Steelers 0. Coventry Blaze 4.
Well, again, the one thing Coventry have done well in this game is they're getting the pucks to the net. Not hard shots, but they're testing Eunice on his rebound control, and there he loses that one. And Ashley Tate, throughout his whole career, has found ways to score goals in finals and semifinals, and we see it here again. 4-0 lead for the Blaze with one of the top goalies in their net. This is Sheffield's biggest challenge of the season. They have not been in this position before.
Without a shadow of a doubt, and we've already talked about it this afternoon, and we did discuss it at length yesterday about how good Josh Eunice has been for the Sheffield Steelers, but we did talk about that rebound control, and again, Ashley Tate just crashing in there looking for that rebound, and he got it.
I just said Cowley was really trash talking with Hewitt. He's really into this game, and he's a gentleman of a player, usually not involved in that afters, but he is amped up, and that was a great pass out front, and Tate just went to the net hard and tapped that home.
Well, Cowley and Tate are, they work so hard, and they always drive to the net.
Here's Phillips. Phillips lays it back. He was looking for Dowd, but O'Mara was there. Here's Eddie. Eddie shoots. Knocked down in front. And this is a moment, and you said it, Neil, and I think, Paul, you'd agree. Is this the time where, the defensive specialist, Chuck Weber, starts to trap and starts to put men across the blue line? Or does he keep the foot on the gas pedal, so to speak?
Well, he hasn't changed his system yet. Just watching there with Coventry, the way they just played. So he's sticking to what's working right now.
Smart indeed from Chuck Weber. Neil Russell has said several times to me this year, I like this guy, he's a winner, I like the way he conducts himself, and right now he is playing a magical tune on that Blaze bench. Yeah,
you just have to look at his CV. He's coached in some very good leagues, and just leads from the front. He's got that very professional approach to his coaching gains a lot of respect from his players. And he's done a fantastic job with the Coventry Blaze. Turned that club totally around.
Hay with the shot, and Stuart, as he is going to try and do for the last 8 minutes of this period, just hold on to everything and stifle the men in orange. 6,952 the announced attendance. I believe it was roughly the same yesterday. A magnificent turnout for the EIHL.
Well, for the finals weekend, the final is normally always sold out, and that's a big crowd, almost 7,000 fans, and what an atmosphere here, and a big shocker going on with Coventry up 4-0. The one thing the Blaze have done really, really well is they have not given Sheffield many quality chances on 5-on-5. Yes, they've given up a few chances 4-on-5, but 5-on-5, give the Blaze credit, they have been fantastic defensively.
Here comes Egner. If you're tuning in, I mentioned earlier, I spoke with him before the warm-up. He said this will be his last game as a professional hockey player. And right now, for big Mike Egner, this is looking pretty good. He had a smile on his face before the warm-up when he told me that. And usually, when someone announces their retirement, they would be a little bit dour, perhaps. But he was excited. He had a feeling about this one. And right now, that feeling looking pretty good. Here's DaCosta. Puts it in behind Eunice. Venus, who had an absolutely terrific goal on a breakaway. In on the forecheck, Griffin as well. And Eunice is just going to hold on there to the Bronx cheers of the Blaze fans. And there is the man of the hour, Chuck Weber.
Well, no, he's done a fantastic job with this Coventry team from where, when he came in and he had to turn things around, and he's done a great job to get them to the finals here. And like he said, when you listen to him talk, it's about his team working hard, and this is what we've been seeing in this game. They're just outworking the Steelers at this point.
He actually had a great quote yesterday. It's like a testament to the conditioning and the work the guys have put in off the ice. We'll come back to that point as Eunice is under fire again. Arndt got stripped. Cone goes D to D. O'Connor back to Dustin Cone. Cone being watched by Geertsen, two former NHLers there. Phil Hill, former Cardiff Devil, puts a big shoulder into Chalmers. Hill, as strong a player as you'll find, working hard in behind Stewart. And we'll get a face-off. Let's go back to that point. He said it's a testament to the conditioning and the work the guys are putting off the ice. And a lot of people around the Elite League have said Chuck Weber has made us think about how we actually operate. He came in there and said, you guys aren't in good enough shape. You guys aren't focused enough. And he's put an absolute military situation in there where everything is precise. Workouts, nutrition, sleep, travel. And look at this scoreline. You wouldn't have put your mortgage on this a month and a half ago.
Definitely not, but it just shows you what bringing that professional approach to the Elite League brings. Some very talented coaches already within the Elite League, but somebody completely fresh, somebody who's coached in higher leagues. And he's a young enough guy as well, Chuck Weber, so he comes in and he's fresh. He's completely new to the league. The players have completely bought into him. I'm sure at different stages the players have hated on him because of the amount of extra work that he's been making them do, but you see the just rewards whenever you put the work in, and that's exactly what we're seeing now bearing fruit for this Coventry Blaze side so far.
Players hated Scotty Bowman. He did all right. A lot of Stanley Cups as a coach in the NHL. And Chuck Weber, if anyone in that Blaze lineup disliked him, it will go away with a win here. Jorgensen back to the point. O'Mara was following the trail, a 2-on-1 that turned into a 3-on-1, and the Steelers are reeling.
Start to feel now that the Sheffield Steelers are going in search of that goal, and they've given up a few odd man rushes here, and the Coventry Blaze could actually capitalise even further here.
Phillips unloaded, shouldered away, and now a 2-on-2. Lee dumps it in for Cowley, who's having an excellent game. An assist thus far. Here's Cone. And you're absolutely right, Neil. As this goes on and they have to activate an extra attacker, a D-man jumping into the rush, there will be odd-man rushes the other way. You so quickly pointed out there, a 2-on-1 happened like that.
Yeah, I mean, Sheffield don't have a choice right now. They have to go for it. They have to try to create a really aggressive forecheck, and even they have to jump their defensemen up into the play and jump them into the cycle 5-on-5 in the zone. So they are going to give up at this point some 2-on-1s or some 3-on-2s. And Coventry, they have some guys who can finish those plays off if you give them those opportunities. So Sheffield really at this point have to play a high-risk game. They have no choice.
What an opportunity that was for O'Mara
with a big shot, eh?
Good save there from Josh Eunice.
5:32 to go in the second period. The Blaze 4, The Steelers, no score. Cone ahead for Phillips. Phillips down the left wing. Masienko had to try and wait to stay onside. Here's Hay. And look at the blue shirts across the neutral zone. This is not going to be easy for the Sheffield Steelers as the Blaze start to put numbers across that red line. Here's Lee. Lee takes his time, throws it in behind for Tate. The captain has the 4th goal, and maybe the biggest goal of this game, as it's looking like maybe a journey too far back for the Sheffield Steelers.
Sorry, Murphy. Shot coming in there from Ashley Tate and Ross Venus. Again, coming right in front of Josh Eunice, looking for that tip, and he got the tip, but it just went high and wide of Eunice's goal.
There's Seskin, happy to lay it in there for Arndt. He'll give chase, but Dustin Cone was all over that. Give away Tanaka. Tanaka has been tenacious. Tanaka leaves it in front. Arndt turned, backhand, nothing doing. Matua. The first time this weekend the Steelers really look like they're under some serious doubt, although the Hull Stingrays played a magnificent semifinal yesterday. But right now the Steelers really looking like they come undone a little tiny bit. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor to Hay. On that point, though, you've got to give the Blaze credit. This is all they're doing.
No, they're playing a great hockey game. Tactically, they're just executing really well. They're making it really tough on the Steelers to create good scoring opportunities. And where the Blaze have been also very strong is their neutral zone positioning. They're not giving a lot. Sheffield love to carry the puck up the ice and come at you with a lot of speed and find those openings. But the Blaze just haven't allowed any openings. And they have been locking a little bit more in a neutral zone rather than trapping. And some guys are sitting back a little bit more, making it tough on the Steelers to get through the neutral zone.
Stewart is just going to cover everything up. Let's give credit where it's due, though. Jared Adams was up for Coach of the Year. These are the Elite League champions. If there's a team that won't give up and they will fight hard, they're the defending champions of the playoffs as well. They're going to battle right to that final buzzer.
Oh, most definitely they will, but I think you actually made the very lucid point there in terms of, do you really see Brian Stewart giving up 5 goals between now and the end of this game? We've got 3.5 minutes left of this middle period. And the final 20 minutes, it's going to take something really special from this Sheffield Steelers team. But if there's any team that can do it, it's the Sheffield Steelers. Look at their offensive threat. We've talked extensively about that all season long. Yeah,
they got goals and offensive ability all through that lineup, all the way down to the third line and the extra defenseman. But with 3:33 to go and 20 minutes of it, 23-33. Does that guy give up 5 goals unless there's an absolute barrage or a couple of power play opportunities? You almost get the feeling that the Steelers need one here before the second draws to a close.
It would help because to score 4 goals in the third period is going to be tough, although Sheffield probably have been the best third period team in the league this season.
Yeah, great point. They have indeed. They've got that self-belief that they can come back, usually led by number 15. Right now, 4-0, and a magnificent performance from the Coventry Blaze. Egner puts it ahead for O'Mara. O'Mara, former first-round NHL pick to Geertsen, former NHLer. That's the quality on show on this line, and Tendler has really rejuvenated his EIHL career, shall we say, in the last 2 games, 2 goals, after being a healthy scratch on many a night. And that's a good point, you know. You said many players maybe disliked Coach Weber when he came in, the extra work and the workouts and the nutrition, and he wasn't afraid to bench a guy that had 66 points in Hull last year. So if you don't buy into the Weber philosophy, you might find yourself a healthy scratch even if you're a high-octane import.
Well, sometimes it's the best thing that can happen to a player. You get to sit in the stands and watch the game, and you don't like it, and all of a sudden you're sent a message, and then you react to that. And I think Tendler has given the best reaction as a player. Go out and play your best hockey, and that's what he's done. But the one thing I always remember, if you're not with the guys who you feel comfortable with, you're not going to score. You got to be with the right guys, and I think for Tendler right now he's playing with the right players.
Yeah, Geertsen, Omar, and Tendler have been magnificent. The Steelers looking for one, a big save, and again, whenever they get an opportunity, they run into big 41. Seeing the puck like a beach ball is the EIHL's most outstanding goalie. Here's Masienko. Masienko across the green, quick shot. Dowd was in front. And Dowd, not afraid to go to those greasy areas. O'Connor keeps it in. Waugh turns, tries to give it to Dowd. It's a bit of a different look here now with Dowd and Forney and Waugh. Here's Hay. Hay goes back. The veteran of many hockey wars, Darrell Hay. Heavy shot. And Stuart, with 1:48 to go in this period, will just hold on for another face-off in the Blaze zone.
Well, I think it's important for Coventry not to give up a goal here before the end of the period, not to give Sheffield any momentum, any confidence. And the best case scenario for Coventry is finishing off this period and going into the third period with a 4-0 lead. I just don't see the Steelers coming back from a 4-0 deficit against Stuart.
If you're just tuning in, goals from Geertsen, Tendler, Venus, and Tate. A terrific performance by the boys in blue. 4-0 with 1:35 to go, middle stanza. The Steelers. Sarich couldn't keep that in. And O'Mara will gladly take an opportunity for more offense. Good quick shot, good save by Eunice. Kicked it out. Geertsen couldn't corral the rebound. Here's Forney. Forney for Hay. Matthew Waugh. Waugh down low for Hay. He's in swimming a long way from his point position. Here's Freder. Freder being watched closely by O'Mara. Back to the point. Hay gets back to the blue line. Here's Sarich. Sarich one-timer. Blocked in front in the sacrificing of bodies. Seskin with a block. Geertsen with a block. And the Blaze go into collapse mode there to help out Stuart, and it works a treat. 47 seconds to go. Here's Tendler at the end of a long shift and a couple of big blocks there by the Blaze.
Bodies on the line from the Coventry Blaze, and that shows a team that has totally bought in to assist them and willing to put their bodies on the line for their teammates and all of their fans. And that's what the Coventry Blaze have done really over the last couple of months for Chuck Webber and all of the Coventry Blaze fans, and they've been exceptional so far this evening.
It was a big block by Seskin and then another one by Geertsen. It remains 4-0. 15 seconds to go. O'Connor tries to get one back. Funny bounce. Comes up into the crease and batted out. 10 seconds to go as Dustin Cone has a quick glance up at the scoreboard, and he will hold on to the puck in behind Eunice. They will go into the dressing room after 40 minutes, trailing the Coventry Blaze 4-0, and we've got some afters. Hewitt, not afraid to get involved. O'Connor as well. And you know what? Some fire in the belly right there as they had words with Ross Venus.
Well,
but certainly you don't want to take a penalty here if you're the Steelers.
No, you went over and hit Tanaka in the back of the head. I don't know if something happened before then. Tanaka's kind of asking, well, what's that? And really, he's got a point there. You're just skating to your bench as the buzzer goes and someone punches you in the back or gives you a bit of a punch to the back of the head. You're going to question the referee on that. Why isn't there a penalty?
Yeah, when you are Kale Tanaka, you're certainly not expecting anything to happen. You see O'Connor has already been knocked down there by Andy Dalton as O'Connor was trying to join the fray as well. But we will tidy that up for you and see if there are any penalties. The referees are over at the box discussing it. It looked like Hewitt with a bit of a belt on the back of Tanaka there. And Tanaka's come back in after being exiled as a healthy scratch yesterday. He has been in the face of the Steelers and has certainly got the ire of some of the Steelers.
Well, he's come in with a lot of energy and has played his game and he's been buzzing around out there making things happen. But he's also impressed me because he's played well tactically. He's played well in the neutral zone defensively, played well on his end of the ice. He's done all the things you need to do in the finals.
After 40 minutes at the NIC, it is the Coventry Blaze 4. The Steelers, no score. Second intermission analysis up next on Premier Sports. Welcome back to a sold-out NIC in Nottingham. The Coventry Blaze 4, the Steelers no score. Gerritsen, Tendler, Venus, and Tate, the snipers in this one. 20 minutes to go. Hewitt, number 17, is on the board. It looks like a roughing penalty against Hewitt, so it will be a tougher job now. The first 2 minutes on the penalty kill, trailing by 4 for Jared Adams' men.
Yeah, you don't want to start off on a 4-on-5, especially if Coventry find a way to score on the power play here. That's going to really put Sheffield in trouble if they can manage it. But I noticed a bit of a line change here. I don't know if it's just for one shift, but Ireland has moved up on the left side with O'Mara and Gerritsen. I'm not sure if Tendler is hurt or getting his skates repaired or what. I don't see him on the bench, so it'll be interesting to see if he comes out here in a little bit.
We'll keep an eye on that. It is the third period, the grand final. The Blaze trying to be the 5th team to capture a trophy in this EIHL season. Hewitt in the penalty box. It's a power play with that fresh ice for the Coventry Blaze. Gerritsen to O'Mara. O'Mara back to the point. DaCosta cycles out, throws it in front. Good tip by Gerritsen, just wide. And Gerritsen has had some kind of game for the Blaze. Here's Jurgensen. Jurgensen to O'Mara. Good puck movement here. DaCosta in front. Gerritsen trying to make it 5. Gerritsen back to DaCosta. And you can see the difference that fresh ice makes on the power play. The puck moving so crisp. Gerritsen, good block by Cone. And that was an essential moment there for the Steelers.
Yeah, good work there from the Sheffield Steelers, but Coventry Blaze got good possession here on this power play and moving the puck really nicely.
Here's O'Mara.
It just turned it over just as I say
just left the puck behind to Dowd. Dowd tries to go 5-hole. And Stuart keeps that puck out.
Tom Darnell just blew a tire here just in front of us. He grimacing quite a bit there, the referee.
We'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully he is okay. Backhander by Freder, and Stuart will just hold on. And Tom Darnell is in front of us. I don't know if he's got a problem with that left knee. He's trying to take the weight off his left knee, and hopefully Tom Darnell is okay.
Yeah, he's definitely struggling there as Tom Darnell, widely recognized as the probably the best referee in this league. The Sheffield Steelers trying to get a short-handed goal here. Hopefully the referee, Tom Darnell, can shrug that one off.
He is really grimacing, is Tom Darnell, so we'll keep an eye on that. And Tendler is back out there, so whatever equipment issue he had, he's okay.
I don't think it's a quick equipment issue. I think Weber has decided with the lead to change his lines.
Chance out front! Oh, Mosienko is quick as a cat. Sorry, Paul.
No, I think he's changed his lines to try to balance his lines off here for the third period, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of changing something when it's working, but I don't know if it's just for a shift or two. We'll have to see.
Cowley in behind to Sescon. Sescon to Cowley. Cowley up the wing, Tate. And that's the power play done, but in front for Lee. He nearly slides it behind Eunice. A great pass from Tendler. Legui to Eddie. Eddie in front. That's knocked skyward. O'Connor will corral it. Legui ends it around, and Darnell moving oh so gingerly. He appears to have shaken off whatever has knocked him back. But you know what? The referees, you say hockey players are tough. Referees have to be tough too. They take knocks along the wall. They take pucks to the body. And hopefully Darnell is okay.
Yeah, he's moving a bit better now, is Tom Darnell, thankfully.
Legui back to the point. Hewitt in front after that roughing call, and Hewitt goes in and over Stuart, and Darnell blows it down.
Well, yeah, you going to the net there, trying to make something happen. It's never a bad idea when you're down a lot of goals, maybe just to fall into the goalie when you get a chance, or if someone pushes you in, make sure that if you're pushed in, you finish off a bit of a hit on the goalie to try to take him off his game. But I don't think that's going to affect Stuart. I think he's in such a zone right now. He's playing so well. It's going to be hard to score on him. You can see Hewitt just pushes on him a bit there, trying to rattle him a little bit, trying to throw him off his game. But Stuart has kept his composure. Just took the hit and
good hands by Hewitt there as well, trying to corral that and sift it back through. Here's Hay. That's a set play. A slap pass off the dasher, and Waugh tried to tuck it behind. Hay retreats back into his own zone. being watched by O'Mara. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor for Freder. Freder, quick shot, and Stewart's lost his twig. And Eggener was about to give his stick over to the goalie. And Waugh, the Blaze Blue Army let it know. Waugh looked like he kicked that stick away. Open net! Waugh! And Stewart is irate as he tried to collect his stick, which was knocked away by Waugh, and he is remonstrating to the officiating crew.
Matthew Waugh with his 45th goal of this season and his 100th point in total, and Brian Stewart completely AWOL from his goal.
Well, Stewart's really upset. He went all the way to the blue line. He can get a penalty for that. He's going to be lucky not to get a penalty. I don't think the linesman, I think, came over and stopped him. But what happens here is he does lose his stick, and one of his players, you know, obviously tries to get his stick back to him. But you know, it's a mistake for Stewart to leave his net there. I don't care if you're going to get your stick. Stay in your crease. Make your guys bring the stick to you. And he just wanders out of his crease to get the stick from his teammate. But he doesn't realize that Sheffield get the puck, and Waugh just has an empty net to shoot at from outside the blue line. So a bit of a mistake from Stewart in this situation.
Why Stewart was so angry is that Matthew Waugh actually skated over the stick and made it maybe look like he was skating over the stick, but kind of kicked it off to the left. It was over to the right of Stewart. He tried to get it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he did kick it at some point. Right here, he moves it out of the way. Now, was it intentional or not? Probably, but
he's skating
still,
over that direction.
But still, Stewart shouldn't leave his net there. Should not leave his crease. I mean, it's risky for him to leave the crease, and he gets caught on that one. And I guess if you're going to score a goal on him in this game, it's going to be a bit of a strange one. And you know, again, we've seen a bit of a strange goal here during the finals weekend. But you can see Waugh's got the whole net to shoot at, and Stewart just can't get back. And you know, they're all a bit upset that but you can't rely on the referee to make the call. You got to play till the whistle goes.
100th point for Matthew Waugh. A magnificent season statistically for him. A magnificent season overall.
It's just breathed a bit of life into this Sheffield Steelers team and their Sheffield Steelers fan base as well. Over 16 minutes still to go in this game. Another goal here now from the Sheffield Steelers will make this game really interesting.
Dowd in for Mosienko. Eddie tries to end around there, and Griffin throws it to the line, no further. Here's Mosienko, watched by Smith. Mosienko to Eddie. Phillips in front, bouncing puck, and Phillips made an excellent play there to give the screen. Stewart's skating off. He's a little bit rattled. He's shaking his head. I don't know if he's angry with himself or angry with Matthew Waugh. He's still talking to Tom Darnell, but he's got to shake that off and move on. There's still plenty of time in this game, and another goal, as you so rightly said, will really put the cat amongst the pigeons here.
No question about that. I have to be honest, I'm with Paul on this one. You know, I've little sympathy. Don't leave your goal. You've got to play to the whistle. Don't leave your goal at all. And Brian Stewart got caught out there. Tom Darnell doing what he does very well and communicating with the player as well here.
I think at the time when he stepped out of his goal, they had possession of the puck, but the Steelers regained possession very quickly, and then he was just too far out of his net to get back. And Matthew Waugh, you know, taking a shot with an empty net, it's unlikely he's going to miss.
And I would imagine Jared Adams would have said, let's just get one in the first 4 or 5 minutes. Job done there. And this is a team that has been, as Paul Adey intimated, one of the best third period teams. And they're on the board.
Yeah, I mean, the Steelers, that's a big goal for them, because now if they just get one goal before the 10-minute mark, you start to look at the clock. We only need 2 more with 10 minutes to go.
Well, when you think about getting close enough to pull the goalie late, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if they can get one here in the next 5 minutes, they'll be right back in this game.
Wow, that was with some purpose. Just wide, but a heavy shot from Matthew Waugh. He's got the goal. And if he gets any confidence, he can take over a game. But now it's Gertson. Gertson smartly just sifts that into the corner.
Well, I noticed Coventry have gone back to their line straight away after that goal.
Gertson tries to go high, and Eunice with a magnificent save. Gertson pounced all over that. Now Lee Cowley. The Blaze coming right back on the counterattack after the Matthew Waugh goal for the Steelers.
Well, I actually think Tendler had a problem with his skates, and that's why he didn't start on his line.
Cowley fighting out there again. Well, like you said, he wasn't on the bench to start the game. He's back out there. Luckily, he's healthy. If it's a skate issue, they can sort that out. You know, Smallsy's one of the best trainers in the league. He'll have that sorted out as quick as you like for the Blaze. Tate into the middle. Dowd. Good play by Chalmers. Smart defensive play by Stephen Chalmers. 14:15 to go. Third period action. The Coventry Blaze 4, the Sheffield Steelers 1. Aaron Murphy with Paul 80 and Neil Russell. Hope you're enjoying this one. At Murph on Ice, at Rustler147, at Premier Sports TV, and of course, at official EIHL. Interesting. Lee has just come down and tapped Stuart on the pads, just saying, come on, buddy. As we have a look back at an opportunity there from Geertsen, just absolutely jumped on that loose puck. Saric got turned around, and Geertsen is the last guy you want to give the puck away to.
No, you don't want to give him too many chances. He can finish those plays off, and you know, Sheffield can't afford to give up another bad goal. They've given up, like their coach said, a few weak goals. They can't afford to give up another weak goal.
Here's Jurgensen. D to Smith. Smith to Tanaka. Tanaka just knifed it forward. Nice little feather tip into the zone. Arndt gives chase. Hill. Phil Hill moved that quick to Jeff Legui. Legui with a head of steam. Legui. He's got Hewitt going to the net, and Hewitt absolutely runs into Stewart, and that is going to draw a crowd. Mike Hicks has made a call. It looks like it will be Hewitt, possibly for goaltender interference.
Well, Hewitt went hard to the net, and he didn't stop, and I don't think there was much of a push on him there. But I think he's just trying to get into Stewart's mind here. He's trying to throw him off his game, but the problem with doing that is you can, you know, incur penalties, and as Hewitt's going back to the box again here. But you know, I give Hewitt credit. You know, he was trying to do everything he possibly can to get his team back into the game. He was bumped slightly. I think that's Egner, but he was bumped a little bit. But yeah, I mean, when you bump into the goalie one time and don't get a penalty, well, it's risky if you do it a second time. And I think Hicksy was, you know, as soon as that happened, quite a few of the Coventry players went to complain to Hicks, and then he made the call. So I think he's just trying to keep Hewitt under control, and because he is certainly going to the net very hard on every chance he gets.
Second penalty to Jason Hewitt, a second power play for the Blaze. They're 0 for 1. And with 13:37 to go, a real opportunity for Coventry to put this one out of reach. If nothing else, it helps them kill another 2 minutes off the clock, really.
Well, that's important too, taking time off the clock. But what Coventry have to be careful of is, you know, it depends who Sheffield put on the ice, but they're going to try to score on their 4 and 5. So Coventry's defense has to stay back.
O'Mara grabs that loose puck. Back to the point. Jurgensen in for Geertsen. And nobody home. It'll be Jurgensen retreating back. And the good news is that Stewart, who took that heavy bump from Hewitt, he's made a tough stuff. He's back up. He's A-OK. Here's Tendler. Tendler drops it back to O'Mara. Geertsen. A good switch there from Tendler and Geertsen, but an excellent job on the penalty kill for Sheffield. Away, 3-on-2. Here's Waugh. 3-on-2 situation. Waugh! And again, Matthew Waugh is the man of the hour for the Steelers.
Matthew Waugh with his second goal of the game and his 46th of this season. Short-handed goal. 12:57 to go, third period. Steelers 2, Blaze 4.
Well, you can see straight away, as soon as they got possession of the puck, and a smart move from Jared Adams, the coach. He puts Forney and Waugh on the PK. And as soon as they headed up the ice, if you notice, Eddie jumped straight into the play and got involved in the play to create that 3-on-2. Again, that's playing the high-risk hockey, but you have to do it when you're down in the game. A big goal for the Steelers because they're only down 2, and there's 13 minutes left in this game. Anything can happen now.
Game on here, Murph. Game on. What a weekend of hockey it's been here at the NIC.
Wow. You can't say enough about Matthew Waugh. 46 goals, a shorthanded marker there. And you're the soothsayer there. You said in the third period they have that belief, and Matthew Waugh has been a catalyst for many of those third period comebacks. Here, he got tangled up with that stick of Stewart. He scores the long-range empty net goal, and there on the shorthander, gets the Steelers back within 2, and you quite rightly say, game on. 13 minutes to go. Blaze 4, Steelers 2. Still a minute 11 to go in the Hewitt minor. And Seskin will retreat back. Seskin for Arndt and Phillips. Mosienko. The Steelers are buzzing now. They've got that momentum back. Here's Cone. Short-handed. The Steelers control. Phillips couldn't keep the puck away from Tate. Here's Arndt. Arndt pulls a wrister wide by about 3 feet. Lee dumps it in. Lee will keep battling, but Mosienko, as he often does, keeps his feet moving. The Steelers, can they get another shorthander? It's Jonathan Phillips. Phillips takes a bump from Arndt. Cowley. A nice little back pass for Tate. Tate being watched by Legui. This is a very, very aggressive penalty kill from the Steelers.
Well, they switch more to a 1-1-2 where you do forecheck down and try to create that pressure and make it tough on Coventry. And Coventry are struggling with that pressure at the moment.
The chant goes out, let's go Steelers, and shorthanded. They have been magnificent in this situation. Hewitt is back out there, 0 for 2 on the power play are the Blaze. A shorthanded goal for Matthew Waugh. His 46th of the season. It is Blaze 4, Steelers 2, and Stuart pads that aside to Tate, and Tate tried to find Tendler streaking there. Tate will give it another try. Tate wants to get off. It was a long shift for him. Steelers up the left wing. Here's DaCosta.
This is going to be a long 11 minutes here for Chuck Webber and his Coventry Blaze team. The Sheffield Steelers have just got that momentum in this game. Their fan base are behind them. Coventry Blaze all of a sudden, after looking so confident and very competent on the back end, all of a sudden now just coughing up the puck that wee bit more. Sheffield Steelers are putting them under a lot more pressure.
Waugh, and that is just offside as it's a, it looks like a wrestling match into the end boards there. That's one of the most aggressive penalty kills I've seen the entire EIHL season.
Well, yeah, they were very aggressive there. You just go more into it like a 1-1 formation. First guy forechecks, turns, and the other guy comes down and forechecks again. So, yeah, they're going to try to obviously create a turnover and try to create a goal. But that, again, you know, where is Waugh? He's down in front of the net hunting for pucks, and there's no secret. You want to score goals, you got to get to that crease area. And you know, basically in professional hockey, I think at least 70% of goals are all scored in and around the crease area. So that's Waugh knows that secret because he's always there.
Matthew Waugh, the NIC should be charging Matthew Waugh rent in front of that crease. He has been camped out there all weekend long. What a finish we've got going. The Steelers, can they come back from that 4-goal deficit? They've got 2 back. A shorthanded goal by Matthew Waugh has given them real belief, real purpose. Here's Jurgensen. Jurgensen up the wall, O'Connor. Back pedals to Sarich. Sarich to O'Connor. And O'Connor just banks it there for Freder. But Seskin jumped all over that. 10-10 to go, third period. And Forney, he was lined up. Luckily, he sidestepped that hit, but he was offside.
Yeah, I think it was a fair offside call there as well on Forney. 10:04 to go in this game. Sheffield Steelers, as I say, have got a good bit of momentum now. And the Coventry Blaze are the team that are under the most pressure here now.
They are under pressure at the moment because you can also see that the Sheffield Steelers forwards are trying to get behind the Coventry Blaze defense every chance they get, trying to put that pressure on them, forcing the Coventry Blaze defensemen to back out and allow a bit more open space in the neutral zone.
Good face-off win there. DaCosta will just shoot on sight. A good active stick. It looked like Jonathan Phillips there took away the shooting lane, and that's up and out of play. Some of the Panthers faithful supporting the weekend. Why not? As you said, it's been some weekend of hockey here. All the games have been absolutely incredible.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyable playoff weekend. As always, Murph, as we've said, 7,000 people packed inside this beautiful state-of-the-art arena, and from fans all across the league.
Gertsen. It's a good pass by Tendler. Gertsen sticks with it. Eggener, a bullet shot. Knocked down, and a good transition by Dowd. Dowd really with a head of steam. Dowd and DaCosta. Egner takes a bump from Dowd. An impressive hit from Dowd on the much bigger Egner. Tendler couldn't get it out. That's up and out of play. Good hit by Dowd. He's really impressed me with his physical play this season. I mean, he's not a big guy, but he's gone up against Egner a couple of times in this one and come out okay.
And Egner's played a great game also, and you know, to finish a check on a big defenseman like that, it's not always easy. But Dowd gets involved physically in the game. I think he plays better when he plays a more physical game. But what the Steelers have done a lot is their defensemen are pinching down in the offensive zone every chance they get to try to keep those pucks in. They're making it really tough on the Blaze.
Steelers dumped in by Legui. Phil Hill will give chase. Phil Hill staples Chalmers. That was a good hit. Give credit to Chalmers, though. He jumps right back into the play. Hill was in front. Sarich with the right idea. And the Steelers are coming. They keep it in. Hewitt. And behind the plate as Hewitt again drawing the ire of a few Blaze players. There's Seskin this time. There is coaches Abel and Adams, but Hewitt has been under the skin indeed.
Well, he's trying to do everything to get under the skin of the Coventry Blaze players, but I think Seskin was giving as good as he got there, and you can see, well, Hewitt's doing a good job of winding the Coventry players up. I mean, at this point in time, if you're a Coventry Blaze player, just turn away and go to the bench. You have the lead. Don't get involved. Don't allow them to throw you off your game. And I think they're making a little bit of a mistake of getting involved with Hewitt. Just let him, you know, take a penalty, and you know, the referee's going over to warn him a little bit, but you know, he's doing what he has to for his team to get his team back in the game.
9:01 to go. A 2-goal deficit. That shorthanded goal by Machuwa certainly has put the wind back in the Steelers' sails. Here's Tendler. Give the Blaze credit, though. They're sticking to the game plan for the most part. And this first line, the Geertsen line, has been a big part of that success in this grand final. Wow, with a hit on Smith. Here is Geertsen. Geertsen looking for Tendler. That pass was behind him. O'Connor. His skating always marvels anyone watching him, number 81 in orange. That'll come all the way down. No icing. Here's Jurgensen. Jurgensen for Geertsen. Kept in momentarily by Freder. A good stick by Jurgensen. And here is O'Connor. D to D. The clock is not a friend of the Steelers, but still in hockey terms, plenty of time. 8:08 to go. Derek Lee, one man in on the forecheck. Thrown out of the zone into Costa. Will take his time. Eunice comes out, stops that. And the Steelers, they come back. They're going to have to bring extra numbers. And we'll keep an eye on that odd man rush the other way.
Yeah, Robert Dowd just breaks a twig there on that shot. Skids back to the bench and picks up another one.
Egner to Tate. Tate dumps it in, and again, looks like one man in on the forecheck. It's Lee. And that's kind of what you intimated. It would be that one man in.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to sacrifice two guys here at this point in the game, and with a good lead, and they're playing. They're sticking to their system, like you said. They're not changing anything at this moment, and they're just what work. Why fix something that's working?
That's under the arm of Stuart Hewitt, who has been everything. He has been so involved in this third period. He's been in the penalty box. He's been under the skin, and now trying to generate some offense.
Well, Stewart didn't know where the puck was, and
look at Hewitt here.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously in his equipment. I don't think it crossed the line at any point, but
I think that came off the pipe and back into Brian Stewart's backside.
It did. You're right. Again, Neil spotting. Neil's got unbelievable eyesight, doesn't he?
Over here. It's that cricket eyes you said.
It's the cricketer in me.
But Hewitt, I was impressed again. Hewitt he's taken 2 penalties, but he's not taking his foot off the gas. He goes to the net hard there, looking for that loose biscuit. And you've got to give him credit because he's taken some punishment. He's taken 2 penalties, and you got to think that he's walking the knife edge right now.
Yeah, he is, but he's got to take that chance. He's got to get involved. And even if he draws another guy off the ice with him, then 4-on-4 situations are good for the Steelers because it opens up the ice.
Tendler with speed. Tendler, wrist shot high onto the cage of Eunice, and that looks like it's shaking Eunice up. He is slow to get up after that Tendler laser beam to the face. Eddie giving Eunice time to recover. Chases that in with Forney. Forney has the puck. Forney's all alone. Stewart keeps that out. And Tendler, with a good piece of defensive work, will just get it up and all the way down to the Steelers' zone. It looks like Eunice is okay, but that Tendler wrist shot really got up high on him, and he looked a bit dazed. Here's Waugh. And deflected out of play by O'Mara. 6:27 to go. Blaze 4, Steelers 2.
It's going to be a long 6 minutes and 26 seconds here for the Coventry Blaze. The Sheffield Steelers are going to throw absolutely everything they can at the Coventry Blaze. You can just see here this chance. Good save there from Brian.
Good opportunity. Another good save from Stewart with, I think that's Eddie. You know, he keeps jumping up into the play every chance he gets, and he almost had a good scoring opportunity again.
Well, Forney had the first chance, and that's, again, not the guy you want left alone. And then Eddie, and that's what we said. They're going to have to bring defensemen now. As you get down around that 5-minute mark, and you start to think about what your strategy is to pull the goalie. Here's O'Connor. O'Connor dumps it in for Dowd. Egner there, but a good play by Masienko. Arndt for Venus, who had that magnificent breakaway goal, takes a bump from Hay. Here's Tanaka. Tanaka back for Jurgensen. Jurgensen up the wall and into the bench there. Looked like it hit somebody. We'll touch on it one last time. A legend, Tony Hand, is calling it a competitive career today. And Lee Young will retire as a linesman after 24 years experience. So if you're just tuning in, we wish our best to Tony Hand and Lee Young too, great servants of the British game.
Lee Young doesn't look old enough to be, they've been on the line for 24 seasons, but a remarkable service. And what more can you say about Tony Hand? I saw him for a season in Belfast, and it was an absolute joy to watch him, and an absolutely superb player. And I would agree with Paul, probably along with David Longstaff, the best British player.
And Longstaff announcing that he's hanging him up too. So two magnificent superstars. Calling it a career, and some people say that Longstaff at his apex might have had the best season ever by a British player. And he played in Sweden as well.
Well, he certainly did the year I played with him in Sheffield when we won the Grand Slam. He was one of our best players. He had a fantastic season, and you know, he's another great talent of the British game.
Speaking of talent, Dustin Cone, former NHLer. Has been good in this game, has been steady, and I just jinxed him because that'll come back on an icing, as it looks like Waugh and Seskin having a little bit of a jaw over there on the right boards. And why not? If you're Seskin, you've got to kind of try and take the wind out of Matthew Waugh's sails, because he's been a man of destiny in this third stanza.
Well, I think he knew the pass was coming to Waugh, and he just stepped up on him, and he didn't want Waugh to deflect the puck and get by him, so he just finished off his check and held on to him for a second there, but Waugh missed the puck, therefore it's an icing.
5:04 to go. Lee gets the draw. Blaze happy to play down in this end of the ice. Tate jump forward, but it's Cullen Eddie. Eddie decides to go back, and that again will be an icing with 4:45 to go.
Well, Coventry's making it difficult on Sheffield. Every time they try to break out with the puck, they're just sitting back in their 1-2-2, and they're just saying to the Steelers, if you're going to attack us, you're going to have to attack us wide. You're not giving anything up through there. You're keeping the middle. They're protecting the middle of the ice, which you look at in any sport, the key thing defensively, protect the middle of the ice, and that's exactly what the Blazers are doing right now by really executing their 1-2-2 well.
Lee has been so good in the face-off dot, wins another one. Cowley tries to go outside and then in on Cone. Cone uses his big frame to keep Cowley away. And the Steelers in transition across the grain for Waugh. Waugh got the position on Chalmers. Waugh out there with Dowd now as Adams tries to give a couple of different looks on the offensive side of the puck. Forney chases Tate. Kept in by Sarich. Seskin with a good stick. Ahead to Cowley. And Cowley will just slow it down. There will be no icing. O'Connor. O'Connor to Dowd. Dowd dumps in, follows his own play. Egner takes an awkward tumble there, and Dowd jumps on the puck. Phillips to Sarich. Saric lays it in for Jonathan Phillips. Phillips wins that puck from Arndt. Masienko. DaCosta tripped. DaCosta says he was taken down by Phillips, but the play goes on. Here comes Tanaka. Tanaka, breakaway. Tanaka! He's drawn a penalty. Kale Tanaka.
Penalty shot.
Penalty shot coming at the National Ice Center. Oh, baby.
And this, you would imagine, if Kale Tanaka can put this puck in behind Josh Eunice, could be game, set, and match. So what a pivotal moment in this game.
Well, we said coming in fresh that Tanaka would have a lot of legs, and you know, he uses his speed there just to burst away from, well, Dowd is all the way back there. That's because Sheffield have been acting their defenseman so much. The last guy back is a forward, but it's the right call. You take away a breakaway from a guy, it's a penalty shot.
Not much Dowd could do there. He had to put the grab. He had to do something to try and catch up. Here is Tanaka. Tanaka goes high, and Eunice had the angle, and we have a super finish coming up here. As you rightly said, if he scores right here, it's game, set, match, but a magnificent blocker save by Eunice, and that is a huge save. The 2-goal deficit, the Steelers still very much in this game.
Well, Tanaka didn't have much to shoot at there. Credit to Eunice, he took away all the space to his blocker side. You can see Tanaka maybe hasn't taken a lot of penalty shots in his career because he didn't look overly confident when he was heading down on that shot.
O'Mara wins the draw. Sifted aside by Eunice. And here's an interesting question. As a coach, are you happy to get that penalty shot, or would you rather have the 2-minute power play late in the game with a 2-goal lead?
Well, late in the game, sometimes, yeah, if you could get that, take that 2 minutes off the clock again, it's not a bad idea. But it also depends who's taking your shot for you.
Masienko out front. Saric is activated in off the blue line. Masienko curls back. O'Connor through a screen. It's there for Dowd. He couldn't jump on it. O'Mara, the empty net. And that's going to be not enough for icing. Smart by Jared Adams with 3 minutes to go. Eunice is on the bench. O'Connor cross ice, and that is offside. Plenty of time to go, a 2-goal deficit, but now that open net to shoot for the Blaze.
Yeah, smart move from Joel. We're just looking at the replay here with the traffic in front, lots of traffic in front of Stuart. I actually think it hits one of the Sheffield players there. Yeah, they're not really getting much luck there on some of those shots that are coming in, but you know, Stuart, he's such a big guy there. He sees the puck. You know, even though you get traffic in front, he still sees the puck because he can stand up over most guys.
Dumped in high and wide by Masienko, and an empty net for Egner. And is that maybe a little bit of a silly play there by Egner, going for the long bomb, but another defensive zone draw coming up.
I think it's less risky if you have a 2-goal lead, but with a 1-goal lead you might want to just try to flip it out into the neutral zone, but with a 2-goal lead it's worth the risk. And Egner had no one to pass the puck to anyways, so he's got to do something with it, and so I don't think that's a bad play at all.
Masienko and Lee. A good draw. O'Connor knocked down in front, and that's up and out of play. 2:37 to go. Blaze 4, Steelers 2. We've had a penalty shot. We've had a crazy empty net goal by Matthew Waugh, and now a 6-on-5 situation to close this one out as Eunice is on the bench in favor of the extra attacker.
Yeah, it's been a great game of hockey, Murph, and Matthew Waugh, as so often he's done this season for the Sheffield Steelers team, given his side a real sense of belief here leading into the final 2.5 minutes of this game.
An empty net, and not much that Eddie could do there, trying to walk the line. Dumped in by Masienko. Here's Jurgensen. Kept in. Jurgensen kicks that aside, but it's Forney. And Smith had time. O'Mara tries to deflect it to the line. Jurgensen, he had an idea to go for goal, but he had too many guys to beat. 2:09 to go. 6-on-5 Steelers. Forney, heavy shot. That took a deflection off of Jurgensen and looked like it caught Stuart a little bit flat-footed, but he made the save. 2 minutes to go. Forney out front. The Steelers trying to set up now. It's O'Connor. O'Connor with the slap pass. Forney again, and Stuart is down on his belly. He tracks it. He covers up. Magnificent goaltending from Stuart.
Yeah, he had a lot of traffic in front, and he got that big body in front of the puck and kept it out of the net. But what pressure from the Steelers. I mean, they just couldn't recover that rebound, but it was more from Stuart just getting his body over on top of the puck and making it hard for the Steelers to get that puck on the rebound here. You could see he knows where the puck is. He's just trying to corral it, and eventually he does. A good job from a lot of help there from the Coventry Blaze defenseman there to get that puck back to him. And wow, that was close.
1:37 on the clock. He is like an octopus when he gets down on that belly. Finds that loose puck. Another defensive zone draw for O'Mara versus Masienko. O'Mara wins it back. Masienko, as he always does, jumps through there even when he loses the draw and creates havoc for the Blaze.
Yeah, Brian Stewart's absolutely key here, and in this final 1 minute and 33 of this game. And this vital face-off here coming up as well.
Look at Masienko.
Yeah, driving in there, just looking for that loose puck, but Brian Stewart again.
Well, Masienko tried to backhand it to his teammate straight off the face-off. I think he did catch the Coventry Blaze by surprise on that one.
We said off the top Stewart had to be huge. We said O'Mara had to be good. I believe O'Mara has 2 assists in this game, and it's fair to say that he has done all the little things that would have been asked to him by Chuck Weber. O'Mara again. And again, that's the little things I talk about there. He has been magnificent, the former NHLer Ryan O'Mara. Here's Matthew Waugh. Waugh bounces it off the apron. Egner up the left wing for Cowley. Cowley just gets it up and into the neutral zone. 1:15 to play, third period, grand final. The Elite Ice Hockey League on Premier Sports. 4-2 Blaze. Dowd goes outside, tries the back play. It's there, it's in! It's going to be waved off straight away, though, by Mike Hicks.
Matthew Waugh absolutely incensed with Michael Hicks, the referee. He thinks that's a good goal. We'll wait until we can see it on replay here. Well, Hicks,
I think Hicks, he blew it down because Stewart ended up on his back, but I'd like to see who made the contact on Stewart. Was it his own defenseman, or was it one of the Sheffield players forwards coming in here? I don't see that. I mean, maybe here he doesn't see the puck. I don't see that being blown down there, but obviously Hicksy saw something we didn't, and maybe he thought the puck was underneath Stewart. Maybe he thinks he has the puck, but the puck obviously is loose. It's still loose. He does get bumped there, but it's hard to say who bumped him. Was it, the momentum of a Sheffield player, or was it the Blaze defenseman? But a tough call, a close call to make.
I think he's intimating that Tyler Masienko was maybe the guilty culprit there and bumping the Coventry Blaze defenseman into Brian Stewart.
Masienko came into Cowley. Cowley went into Stewart. Nevertheless, Matthew Waugh thought he had the hat-trick goal right there to get it back to 4-3. We now have a minute to go as O'Connor picks that up. This has been a game that has a little bit of everything, and right till the dying moment we have another little bit of drama there with Matthew Waugh's disallowed goal. Waugh throws it ahead for O'Connor. O'Connor back to the point. Dowd didn't get everything. Ashley Tate away for Lee. Lee, can he put a dagger in? No! What a play there by Dowd. Magnificent stuff. They thought they had their 5th goal. 28 seconds to go. Waugh puts it forward. Tate bounces it off the boards. O'Connor will get on his horse, and that'll come back on an icing. What an opportunity for the Blaze.
Yeah, it would have been a nice way to finish it for the Coventry Blaze. They've been exceptional this afternoon here at the NIC. And the big show, or in the big final, 18 seconds left in this game. Fantastic atmosphere, everybody up and out of their seats.
Well, I think the problem for the Steelers is, if you're down 2 goals going into the third, it's a lot easier to come back down 4. I mean, the Steelers have had a great third period, but just being down 4 has been just too much. I mean, they still have 18 seconds, but to score 2 in 18 seconds is really difficult.
Masienko wins the draw to Dowd. O'Connor to Waugh. Waugh, quick shot. Fell down in front of Freder, but it's Derek Lee. Lee who had that chance with the empty net. And now Art. Another opportunity with the yawning cage. They will not take advantage. In the books! Lead Blue Blaze Nation, your playoff final weekend champions, the Coventry Blaze 2015.
Congratulations to the men from the Sky Dome. Absolutely superb performance. What a job Chuck Webber has done with this team. Rejuvenated the entire club. And congratulations to each and every one of the Coventry Blaze side.
Well, what a fantastic game they played today. I mean, they executed so well playing that 1-2-2. They made it really tough on the Steelers, but they worked really hard, and they had a superb game. They scored 4 goals against Eunice isn't an easy thing to do, and they got that lead and then just did whatever they could in the third period to hang on to it. Credit to the Steelers for working hard to get back into the game, but that 4-goal deficit, I think it was just too much for the Steelers.
Just looking there at Mike Egner, the Coventry Blaze captain, quite emotional there at the end. Obviously his last game as a professional hockey player, and what a warrior he has been for the Coventry Blaze side over the last few years.
A nice moment in our sport, and it looks like, look at Tendler, he's shaking with his left hand. He must have something wrong with that right hand, as you see there. He can't shake with the right hand.
Maybe that's why he came out a bit late after the second period, because his hand was hurting him and they were taping it up or giving him some treatment on his hand, and that's why he started the period a couple of shifts late.
Tanaka comes back in, plays a vital part. Tendler with that bad hand. 2 goals in 2 games after being a healthy scratch for long parts of the season. That's what the playoffs are all about, folks. Opportunities where heroes are made, and safe to say that Tendler was immense in this one as well.
Everybody knows exactly what Jeremy Tendler brings to the party. It might not have happened for him overall over the course of the regular season in Coventry this season, but my goodness, he's come to the party big time here at this playoff weekend. And the Blue Army there from Coventry, absolutely ecstatic.
You saw Schindel go through your picture there. He was injured yesterday in the third period. He's out there in his jersey. And Steve Gertson, playoff final champion last year with the Steelers, playoff final champion this year with the Blaze. He is a winner.
Oh, big time, no question about that. I love everything that Steve Gertson brings to the party. A real leader for that Sheffield Steelers team last year, and doing exactly the same with this Coventry Blaze. Obviously, NHL experience there brings a lot of professionalism to the table. And he's worked very well alongside the likes of Mike Egner, Ashley Tate, and obviously Chuck Webber, the man of the moment as well.
You said there, Egner, very emotional. He told us before the game this is his last game of professional ice hockey, as he'll be heading back to Canada with his young family. And Mike Egner, what a way to go out. He is so emotional there with Gertson on the ice. Egner is hugging and kissing every one of his teammates. A moment of elation for the big man.
Well, it's a great way to retire, you know, winning a championship, a playoff championship. But I have to say, for me, he was probably the man of the match. I thought he was so good down low, taking the body, finishing off his checks. I don't think he'll get the man of the match for Coventry, but if I was selecting it, he would have been my choice, because I thought he was excellent. He played like a player who was going to play his last game of the season, the last game of his life, really.
Chuck Webber is live ringside.
Chuck, you came, you saw, you won the playoffs. How do you feel?
It's fantastic. I couldn't be happier for the boys. They deserve this for all the hard work they put in, and it's a fantastic experience.
Tell me about that first period team talk. We said in the interval that you needed to take the chances you had. You came out in the second period, scored 3 goals, and that's where the game was won.
Yeah, I thought we put on a great push in the first 40. We knew Sheffield's a fantastic team. They put on a push. A couple unlucky bounces in the second, but I love the way we persevered.
And you've come in on a short-term contract, but in the time you've been here, do you feel that something can be built in Coventry? Is this a platform to move on?
Well, Coventry's got fantastic ownership, with Mike and Andy and Peasy, and I couldn't be happier for them with all the efforts they put in for this organization.
Chuck, you're the only coach ever to take a team from 6th in the EIHL to win the playoffs. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Good to hear from Chuck Weber. There allowed himself a little bit of a wry smile there. He's not one of those guys that will be overly gregarious, and I believe Mike Egner will join us shortly. We would love to talk to Big Eggy. He's just received his champion's hat, and he is really, really, really emotional, is Mike Egner.
An absolute warrior, and as I've already said, a real leader of men as well for this Coventry Blaze team.
Egner is with Ed Tarleton on the ice.
Mike, tell me, how do you feel?
Oh, it's unreal. Unfortunately, never won anything in my life. This is unreal, especially with this group of guys. What a season. It's been an up and down, but we found a way to get it done tonight.
You certainly seem to carry the neutral vote. What was it like down here on the ice? Did you feel the atmosphere?
Oh, absolutely. It was electric out here tonight. Kudos to the league, and all the fans. Great support, unique situation here with the playoff tournament on the weekend. So, yeah, we had a great time. It was awesome.
And tell me about that third period. You're a D-man. You were 4 goals clear, and all of a sudden Sheffield seemed to be coming back into it. Were you concerned?
Yeah, I mean, it got a little hairy there, but we've been through a lot, like I said, this year. We've been through a lot of adversity, so we stuck to it, stuck to our game plan. We found a way to win.
Mike, fantastic atmosphere. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And Mike Egner will go out a champion. His last game as a professional. You see he had the big cut on his chin. Took a stick to the kisser earlier. Kept on playing hard. It's an amazing scene here, and a classy move by the Sheffield Steelers as they salute their fans. And Egner said they're a magnificent weekend, a unique situation, this playoff format, and he's enjoyed himself, as have those Steelers fans, even more so the Blaze Blue Army.
Well,
we are going to try and get Brian Stuart, the league's most outstanding goalie. And we just await the big man now. I believe that Brian Stuart is live ringside with Ed Tarleton.
Brian, you're Coventry's Player of the Year. You're the Manager's Player of the Year. You're the Players' Player of the Year. You're the EIHL Netminder of the Year, and you're now a playoff champion. How you doing?
Oh, it's unbelievable. What a freaking game. I can't believe how hard the guys played today. And get all those accolades really mean nothing compared to feeling right now. And it is just awesome. I'm just so proud of the guys. What a game.
Tell me about the impact of Chuck Weber, because since he's come in, you guys haven't seemed to look back.
Oh, he's been unbelievable. And everybody's got behind his systems and doing everything he's asked. And it's been unbelievable.
Brian, I won't keep you from your celebrations. By all means, carry on. Well done.
Thank you so much.
He was pretty excited. There may be a foul word or two, but you cannot fault him. I mean, the emotion boiling over. As we said, it would probably not be a result you would have bet on a month and a half ago.
No, most definitely not. But maybe a month and a half ago, but certainly in around Christmas time, you wouldn't have been betting on this happening for the Coventry Blaze. But such is the effect that Coach Weber has had on this team, and as Brian Stewart alluded to in that interview, every one of his team have completely bought into all of the Coach Weber systems.
And the accolades continue. That's the man of the match in this grand final championship game. And we said it earlier, you want to win that last game of the season. There is no competition in a month. There is no competition in a week. This is it. You skate off into that summer break as the playoff final weekend champions.
Well, the one thing we also mentioned at the beginning of the show is another team has won a trophy, and I think it's the first time you mentioned it in Elite League history that 5 different teams have won a trophy. So really amazing, and it just shows the balance of the league and the quality of the league, and all that there's competition every night, and there's never a team that you're sure to beat in the Elite League, and here's another example of it.
Ashley Tate will join us, the captain, ringside with Ed Tarleton.
Ashley, the city of Coventry applauds. What a performance that was.
I think we saved the best till last. I just said to somebody else, it was give or take 4 or 5 minutes in the third period. That was our best complete performance of the year, and we've kind of been, once we made the playoffs, everything was about getting to this weekend, and credit to the boys. Everybody brought their A game this weekend, and take my hat off to every guy in this team.
I spoke to Brian Stewart a minute ago, what a game he had, but I want to talk about Chuck Webber. I spoke to him as well. What an impact he's had.
Yeah, I mean, Chuck came in, the first kind of 7-8 games, we still weren't getting wins, but he was putting his systems in place, and it was all a process. And once everybody kind of bought in and the penny dropped, we put some wins together and got some good form going, and we just kind of carried it through.
And you're a Team GB player, or you have been certainly. How important are events like these, marquee events, to grow the game in this country?
It's huge. This is the weekend that the whole hockey world in this country looks forward to, and it's generally, there's been 3 really good games, and it's a great advert for the game.
Well, congratulations, a fantastic achievement.
Yes, thank you.
One of the great veterans of the EIHL Hockey Wars and a great captain is Ashley Tate. You'd find very few people to say anything negative about the leadership and the ability he's brought to the Blaze the past few seasons.
Oh, an absolutely superb servant to Great British Ice Hockey has been Ashley Tate. Into his 40s now and still incredibly fit, and looks after himself really well and leads from the front on any team that he's ever played on. And no more so than this afternoon again, and getting a really important goal as well today.
Going to the net. They went to the net hard all game. They had that breakaway goal from Venus, which might have been the turning point, but I think going to the net hard like that, Gertson was rewarded, Tate was rewarded. It was exactly what Chuck Webber needed out of his squad today.
Well, you could see they were just, even if it wasn't a hard shot, they were just trying to throw pucks to the net and put Eunice under pressure, force him to control his rebounds, and then a couple of those rebounds got away from him and they ended up in the back of the net. But overall, the Coventry Blaze, the impressive thing about them was how well they executed their system and made it so tough on the Steelers. There was only as Ashley Tate said, there was only about a 5-6 minute period there where the Blaze were not in a panic, but were under a lot of pressure. Other than that, they did a good job of controlling the game, managing the game quite well.
Magnificent scenes as the players get their playoff final weekend championship medals. Jeremy Tendler, a goal yesterday, a goal today. Stephen Chalmers had a really hard season last year with a serious leg injury.
Nice moment there, just looking over that DaCosta getting all the Fife Flyers fans from last year where he played.
Of course, yeah.
Giving him a lot
he was
of...
the captain in Fife.
Yeah, and a very, very popular player as well, getting a lot of claps.
James Pease, a former player, former GB international there with his kid, and emotional scenes for him as well. They brought Webber in. They stuck with it, and you heard Ashley Tate say there was a system in place. We started to get some wins. We started to believe. And you see Gertson there. It is a magnificent result. We have 5 different winners from the EIHL's 5 trophies.
Yeah, and of course now the Coventry Blaze will take part in the Continental Cup.
Yeah, the Steelers needed to win for the Devils to get that Continental Cup place. As you see young Gareth Flaherty.
Well, I think it'll be interesting to see if Coventry try to keep Webber here as their coach. He's done an outstanding job, and I guess it'll depend on what kind of offers he gets elsewhere. But sometimes, when a guy does a good job, you want to reward him and keep him around, and so we'll see what happens. But magnificent job from him.
It will be tough to keep him. He is a high pedigree coach. Witnessing that in this result, and he has a CV that says various higher leagues, as you mentioned, Neil. But will he be in love with the situation he is in now? The Blaze and their fans hope so, as the captain, Ashley Tate. That trophy spent the last 24 hours with us here on set, but now it goes to the rightful owner, Ashley Tate, and the Coventry Blaze are your playoff final weekend champions.
Yeah, that's a fantastic moment in any player's career as the captain lifting the playoff championship, and a well-deserved win for the Blaze here. They played their hearts out, and they played for 60 hard minutes here in the final, and I think a lot of people will sure the Steelers had a great year and stuff, but it's nice to see the underdog win every once in a while, and the Blaze came through with a fantastic performance to win the cup.
I kind of miss the playoff final trophy. It looked nice here on set, but I gotta say it looks a lot better in the hands of those hard-working athletes, especially that man, Mike Egner.
Yeah, I've said it already a few times. An absolute warrior. He's overcome a lot of illness as well. If you remember, a couple of couple of summers ago as well. So he's managed to come back onto the ice.
Illness, injury, a badly broken hand or thumb, I believe, this season when we did a game in Braehead. He walked in with his mangled paw, and he had that rare disease a few years ago. He's just an absolute warrior, and great to see Russ Cowley, a long-serving veteran, and look at the emotion.
Well, he's enjoying the moment. You can't blame him. Just before that, O'Mara picked up the cup, and O'Mara had a great week, and I thought he was one of the top players this weekend.
There is Geertsen. Last season with Sheffield, this year with the Blaze. The man's a winner, and a big smile from Steve Geertsen, holding that trophy aloft. And it just goes to show you what hard work and a determined coach can bring to an organization. As you see this beautiful rink, the state-of-the-art rink, emptying out, but the Blaze Blue Army and some of the Braehead fans supporting their efforts. And Mark Smith to Tendler. And Tendler with that bad hand, it will feel a whole lot better wrapped around that silver cup.
Well, it must be a nice feeling, you know, when you're a healthy scratch and your coach is testing you, putting you under pressure, and you're able to lift the cup at the end of the season. I think it's great.
Brian Stewart there, very deservedly lifting high that playoff trophy. He's been absolutely superb. We've waxed lyrical about him all afternoon, all weekend, all season, really. He's been a standout player in this league.
He makes that cup look pretty small, though.
He does.
Such a big man that looks very tiny.
That's probably the highest height that bowl has ever been held aloft. As you see, Sescon gets his hands. This is a great tradition, isn't it? It's like the Stanley Cup. Everyone gets a touch, and everyone gets a little revolution of the ice. There's Jorgensen, brought in. Didn't start the season here. A great addition.
He played really well. He was very solid defensively for the Blaze during both games of the weekend.
Geertsen, Steve Geertsen is live ringside.
Stephen, tell me, how special is this moment?
It's unbelievable, I think. We fought so hard all year. A lot of adversity. Just a great group of guys, and we just never gave up. We just played so hard this weekend. We fought so hard. I'm just so happy for the guys.
What was it like out there? Because it wasn't exactly a piece of cake yesterday, was it? You took it to penalty shots, so you had less time to recover.
You know what? I mean, Stewie's been unbelievable for us all year. I mean, he's the reason we're here. And at the same time, we had 20 guys that just fully bought in and never gave up. Like I said, we went through some hard times this year, and I think, you know, it just helped us in the end. It's just great. Like I said, I'm so happy for the guys.
You talk about a great group of guys. Do you think something special can be built here?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, like I said, we never gave up, and that's what you want. I mean, Sheffield, you give them credit. They're a great team, probably one of the best teams that we've seen in the last few years. They won the league, you know. But I think, you know, tonight we took it to them, and we played great for 60 minutes.
And just quickly, what does it mean to be able to share this moment with the person up on your shoulders?
Oh, it's undescribable, really. I mean, these guys are my life, and they're the whole reason why I play. And you know, you never know when your last year is going to be or how many years you got left. And it's just so great to spend these moments with them.
I'll tell you what, I'll leave it there because I think she might be getting a bit bored of me. Enjoy your evening.
Okay, thank you.
Magnificent stuff. Steve Geertsen, real emotion there, sharing it with his young children, saying that's the reason I play. You never know when it'll be your last season. There's Arndt. He was magnificent, and remember, he had the extra goal, or the goal in the shootout yesterday to put these guys forward.
Yeah, a real big goal in the shootout, and a great quick little wrist shot that hit the back of the net. And
Sorry, Paul. Ryan O'Mara is live ringside.
Well, Ryan, Brian, there's a lot of very special people here who are celebrating your victory alongside you. It's your last game, and what a way to go out.
I know I got little Jackson Gertz in here. Kid's pretty excited, and so are we. What a way to end the career, and what a way to end the season for us.
Is this something of a high for you? I mean, it's very special for us in GB, certainly.
It's impossible to describe in words. It's an unbelievable feeling, and remember this day forever.
And would you say that Coventry's victory today shows that the whole and the team ethic can be greater than the sum of the past? Because let's face it, Sheffield were favourites.
Yeah, but you know what? We always believed in ourselves, and we got hot at the right time, and that's what you need to do in the playoffs.
Well, you've certainly put on a spectacular show, a fantastic way to round off the EIHL season.